yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet. And he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
From Drew Aller's coming out party in 2020 for Medina against Iggy and Eds, to Lamar Sperling's record-breaking 356-yard performance in the 2022 Division State Championship game for Hoban, Vince McKee has seen it all covering high school football. Nothing says passion like playing under those vaunted Friday night lights. Now, for the first time ever, McKee chronicles the biggest names and moments since he started on the beat in 2015 with his newest book, Ohio High School Football Warriors. It is all here, from the recent St. Ed's three-peat for Division I state championships to Massillon winning their first outright state title in 2023. Each of the nearly 150 games that he has covered is recapped in vivid detail with a warrior or warriors selected from each game. From end zone to end zone, McKee has covered every big and small school in his time on the beat. From Westlake to Wadsworth and Avon to Amherst, nothing is missed in Ohio High School Football Warriors. Pick yours up on Amazon today. Advanced Mobile IV. At Advanced Mobile IV, they bring the IV therapy right to you. Whether you're at home, in your office, or staying in a hotel, they offer IV therapy for optimal wellness and convenience. They're ready to serve whenever clients ask things like, where can I find IV vitamin therapy near me? Or how can I get an IV at home? If you just finished a hike or a workout, or maybe just need to replenish some vitamins and fluids, they have nurses happy to help.
B.A. Sweetie Candy Company. The world's most famous candy company is right here in our backyard. They are located at 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, and it is a candy lover's paradise. They have every candy from your childhood, so make sure to visit them today.
410 Painting. A great paint job will help double your property's worth and feel. Looks are everything when it comes to a great first impression, and Brent Thielen of 410 Painting understands that. His quality of work can be seen at every level. He's dependable, conscientious, professional, and flexible. Add-ons and changes are answered with a smile, as 410 understands your ever-changing needs. At 410 Painting, it's dedication and quality you can see. Aspen Property Services. If you want your yard to look perfect, leave it up to the pros of Aspen Property Services. Call and ask for details at 720-215-1786. They are the leaders in the landscaping industry and can help with restoration and regular maintenance. Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance. If you want dealership quality at a fraction of the cost, visit Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance at 23779 Lorraine Road in North Olmsted, and you won't be disappointed. You need a repair shop that you can trust. They know the repair process is all about customer service. How they treat their customers is just as important, if not more important, than the quality of the services they provide. They are always willing to discuss your repair needs before, during, and long after your visit. They treat you like family and won't stop until you're completely satisfied and road ready.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandage, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandage, and Brock Sandage said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight, and Brock Sandage gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that, 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. did not have a big first half. It was quiet. And he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option, this one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. A lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the Red Zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what pardon me, Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the hold, looks good, and that kick is up and good. 14-7, 1
did that. He needed that run. Yeah, he's hobbling, he's hurt, he's in pain. But as soon as he says go and that ball hits his fingers, the light shining down bright on him, you have 11 hungry invaders trying to get to you, and all he can think of is the task at hand.
Pull back to pass, looking down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he finds him into the open field, and headed for the end zone is number 7, Colin Daskos, the senior, and an opportunity to tie this game up. What a huge play there as Cole kept his eyes down the field, and there was nobody around Daskos.
Hurt ankle, no ankle, it doesn't matter. He can throw the ball for 68 yards in the tutty all the way to the crib. Oh, Cole, Brandon, we have an exciting football game between a 1-win team and a no-win team, and baby, this crowd's into it. We're into it, the PA announcer screaming there in the PA system. We have an exciting one. I'll tell you what, that's all you want in a football game, a 60-yard touchdown pass, broken coverage. We'll take advantage of it.
This hasn't been the season where either of these teams really have picked up many wins, right? And you know what? We're not going to kick it. We're going to see if we can get it. I don't know. It will depend. If they go to the ground, you'd have to think they're stating that this is 4-down territory now.
I think it was the snap that got messed up last time. We just saw the holder there practicing the hold. I think they're going to kick it if they need to.
Here's a carry up the middle for Dix. They're not going to have to, as he's going to push close to the end zone. He stopped just short. That white wall there of the Invaders kept him out of the end zone. But that actually might help Holy Name, because even though they didn't score there, they got a first down, opportunity to kill a little bit more clock if they want to here. Here's the run with the quarterback.
Live from Byers Field in beautiful Parma, Ohio, it is week 5. It's Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week, as you have the North Olmsted Eagles traveling in to take on the Normandy Invaders. I'm Brandon Soder. Alongside me is Dom Clary, Darian Jackson behind the camera today. And folks, got another good one on the slate for you. North Olmsted coming in at 0-4, but played a tighter game than you would have expected considering the score against Buckeye last week, losing 28-7. That was a one-score game, though, deep into the fourth quarter. Things just kind of unraveled for them at the end. And then Normandy, 2-2 on the season, maybe exceeding expectations a little bit. Last year, we called them, I want to say, week 7, week 8. They had one win under their belt at that point. So the team that's grown a little bit, gotten a little bit older, brought some of their seniors back, and they're off to a pretty decent start this year so far. But overall, Dom, you know, what are you expecting to see out of this game today? Again, one team still looking to get their first win of the year. Then you got Normandy right now, ranked number 8, by the way, in their region in the OHSAA computer ranking. So they're in playoff contention as of now. You know, what are you expecting to see between these two today?
I have a lot of things I want to talk about. This is going to be a short pregame because they are currently getting ready for kickoff. Yeah, so they're moving quick. I'll talk about some of the keys of the game as we get into the game here. Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was near.
And we're getting ready for kickoff here. That pregame show, albeit a short one, brought to you by the Cement Mason Local 404 Union. Normandy going to receive this opening kickoff in their all-black uniforms. Receiver's going to get it. It's going to bounce at the 15, hesitates to pick it up, but he does grab it now, making his way up the near side of the field. He's got space now. One man to beat coming up on him, going to try to make the tackle, and he does. Knocks him out about the 35-yard line. Number 11, Jacob Muniak for Normandy, nearly taking the top off right away, Dom.
Yeah, he wasn't really moving quick there, just good blocking. The ball landing on the ground, I think, threw off the Eagles. But hey, all it took was an invader looking for a lane, and he found it. Now, Elijah Gray, one of my keys of the game, in last year's All-Grit Player of the Year, he's on the field. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit better arm, a little bit smarter. This is a kid, Brandon. He is one of our favorite players to watch. You saw him last year, and let's just say it. He's one of the main reasons why we decided to cover today's game. He's a player who we believe is must-see TV. Elijah Gray, great athlete, good leader, good kid. Excited to see him here.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to discredit anybody else on Normandy last year, but it was a younger team. And the game we covered was against Holy Name. It was kind of a last-second addition for us because we had a little bit of a scheduling snafu. So we weren't really sure what to expect going into that. Holy Name was nice enough to host us on kind of a last-second basis. And boy, it was the best game we had all year. You know, there were last-second field goals that Normandy nearly won that game, going for 2 at the end. And again, Elijah Gray, a junior at the time, was a major part of that. You know, when his guys weren't getting open, he was doing everything he could to scramble, stay upright, escape the pocket. They were facing relentless pressure from Holy Name that entire game. And like you said, the All-Grit Player of the Year, and for good reason. You know, tell me if I'm wrong, but really, he was kind of one of the players that started inspiring the idea for that All-Grit team, and a wonderful thing you were able to put together at the end of the year last year, Dom. And a little bit of I don't know if we want to call it confusion. They're backing this one up a little bit.
Yeah, no, so they took a knee. They wanted to get I believe a senior in, number 79. Everyone's cheering him. Let's see, is he a senior? Yeah, the guard.
Ward, the guard.
Yep, Dallas Ward. I think they wanted to get the young man in there, get him his I'd imagine his first official start. Good for him. Want to highlight that there. I was curious when they took a knee, and when everyone started cheering, the coach was trying to pump up the crowd. That's a good thing to see. We love moments like that here on Keon Sports when a kid that, you know, he may not get a lot of playing time, gets a moment in the spotlight. That's what it's all about. That's why high school football is so great here, not just in Northeast Ohio, but in all of America.
Absolutely. You love to see it, and it looks like we're still going to call this first down here, so no loss of down for Normandy. But Gray sets up. He's going to be in the shotgun. 2 receivers left. They got it back in the backfield. It's going to be a double handoff. Now going to look to throw again. Gray's got it on the reception and going to get brought down after a gain of 7. So trickery right out of the gate for the Normandy Invaders. So Elijah Gray, this is something that I believe they've broken out before. Gray did record a reception last week as well. So again, seeing them get any athlete they can kind of involved early here.
Yeah, Elijah Gray, big kid, right? I mean, doesn't look like your traditional quarterback. We noticed that last year too. Kid almost looks like a fullback, a tight end, an H-back.
Going to call it 2nd and 2. This time a keeper. He's going to fight for it, but looks like Gray's going to get stopped at the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a half-yard gain on the play.
I'm curious to see how this offense is going. Last year's offensive coordinator, he's not back. Different offense that Normandy has to work with this year. He's worked with the same quarterback coach for the past 2 seasons. New quarterback coach in, new coordinator in. And so the offense might look a little bit different, but no, it's a little bit of the same. And we got some trickery. We got 3 guys behind the line of scrimmage. Brandon, this is my kind of football.
3rd and 1. Gray keeps it again. He's going to have the first down and more, still pushing his way forward. He was dragging a North Olmsted defender that entire way there. So far, 3 plays, and every time going to Gray, trying to push that ball down the field. And one of the reasons, was not able to get an official update before the game, but anyone that's a Normandy fan has heard the name DeQuarius or DQ Bradley. He really carried the team offensively last week in their win against Bay. He did get hurt in the 3rd quarter of that game. I do not see him on the field so far, so expect to see a lot of Elijah Gray tonight. Gray's going to keep it again now, running up the near side of the field, going to get tripped up, brought down for a gain of 4.
When you have a quarterback who's physical, who's fast, who's decisive, you want to use them in a variety of different ways. There's only so many. Scouting only does so much when there's a kid like Elijah Gray in an offense that's willing to kind of throw things at the wall and see if they stick. This formation, Brandon, is the most. I've never seen this before. I've watched a lot of football. I watch a lot of different football. I've never seen this formation before with just a quarterback, no wide receivers, just 3 blockers in the backfield.
And it's been working so far. Going to be a keeper again for Elijah Gray. Picks up another couple. So we haven't really seen that explode for a huge gain or anything. But yeah, it seems like they're selling out. They're saying, we're going to run the ball down your throat, the quarterback, and we're going to give him every blocker we possibly can in these formations. 9 minutes, 25 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. Going to be 3rd down and 6 for Normandy when they get back.
Yeah, and so they're going to put their playmakers back on the field now. See how they decide to spread the ball here.
Gray's ready for it. Facing an early 3rd down in North Olmsted territory. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Tries to hard count a couple times, trying to get the Eagles to jump. They're not biting.
Yeah, I like
Only
that.
a couple seconds left on the play clock. He does get it off, throws it over to the right side, and throws over his receiver's head. Honestly, probably a good thing because number 4 there for North Olmsted, that'd be Lawrence Stanley, sniffed that out, nearly jumped the route. If that ball would have been where it was supposed to, that could have been 6 for the Eagles.
Yeah, you'd be yelling right now as they would be waltzing into the end zone. Not the case. Threw it a little bit high. Maybe that was some instinct there. Let's see what they draw up here. Let's see how they decide to get Elijah Gray in space. They're really condensed there. There's trips left. Let's see if we see the tackle pull around that group and they block down.
4th and 6. He's going to roll out, then stop, hesitate, makes a spin move, still looking down the left side, chucks one up, and that's intercepted by North Olmsted. Going to get brought down for almost no gain there, but number 18 on the interception, Larry Clemens, as North Olmsted comes up with the early defensive stop.
That's big here for the Eagles early on. This is a team that they struggle to get stops. They struggle to get movement on offense. Again, not a great start with that kickoff return, but they're able to recover nicely. You get a turnover on downs. You hold Elijah Gray, preventing him really from doing what he can do best. That's moving with his legs, improvising, and creating opportunities with his legs and finding a wide receiver downfield. He couldn't do it there because the Eagles were soaring on defense. Now this offense has an opportunity to get things going early and often, get an early lead and protect it. This team is eager to get their first win.
Now here comes senior quarterback Tommy Horsfall for the North Olmsted Eagles. Dual threat quarterback, has 2 backs in the backfield. Now sends a man in motion. He's going to look for the halfback screen right away, running towards the near side of the field. He's got space. He's up to the 40, to the 50. He's going to have one man to beat. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Eagles. Wasting absolutely no time. putting up 6. Number 8 on the carry, Michael Pasafumi for the Eagles. Wow.
That's about a 73-yard touchdown, Brandon.
That's you can't draw it up any better. Getting an interception on 4th down and then immediately taking one to the house off of just a halfback screen. You really didn't have time to get anything established there, but
What number was that young man?
that was number 8. As that kick is up and it is good. Number 42, Brendan Graff on the extra point. And it seems like they may have forgotten to let North Olmsted know that they were the 0-4 team coming into this one. 8 minutes, 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. Already a turnover and 7. Again, cannot draw up much of a better start for North Olmsted. They've had a little bit of a tough go of it so far this year. A little bit better than the record might indicate. You know, the offense up to this point, though they played some really good teams, North Ridgeville, Midview, Amherst, teams that, you know, have very good records at this point. I think there may be one loss between the 3 of them. So definitely understandable. Buckeyes a great team as well that they played really tough last week. So to be able to kind of take the top off right away and get 7 up on the board, it's got to feel good for that North Olmsted offense.
Absolutely. Anytime you can just run one play, get on the board quick, it's always a good feeling. It's just when you can attack early, and you know, you like the saying "start fast, finish faster." That's what my high school used to say, and I'm sure a lot of other high schools around the area do. That's the epitome of it right there. They started fast. Now, can they hold this lead and capitalize on it?
Kickoff away. Elijah Gray back returning kicks, although someone else is going to pick that up. Returner's got it, makes one man miss. It's going to get brought down right at the 20-yard line. It's one of the linemen that was a little bit further down the field, reverse force to grab that. And Normandy going to start this one off in not as great a field position as the first time around. They are just past their own 20-yard line. So we're going to see Gray and the Invaders try to put something together here. Again, it's been one drive so far. It does seem like they're missing DQ Bradley a little bit. It was such an electric playmaker for them to start this season. Right now, we saw a couple passes there, the one interception, obviously, but so far everything seems to be running through Gray. Got to see if they can get some of these other guys involved. They're going to come out in shotgun formation, 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Tight end on the left. We have some discussion from the officials. Taking their time, letting everyone get a breather, including us. You know, very exciting quarter to start off. Got to get our bearings straight. One other facet we want to, while we're kind of in this break here, again, North Olmsted, despite being 0-4 last week, the game against Buckeye, this entire defensive line performed incredibly well. Again, don't look at that 28 points. It was 14-7 deep into that 4th quarter, and all Buckeye wanted to do was run the ball. They stood him up on the goal line multiple times in that game, got turnovers on downs, and played incredibly well. Interested to see if Normandy can counteract that, as Elijah Gray is going to take the ball again, this time for a run up the weak side. Gains about 3 yards on the play. And real quickly, folks, that red zone trip, albeit a very short one for North Olmsted, was brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource.
I mean, when we mean the red zone trip, we mean hello, goodbye in the end zone. That quick of a trip.
It was just it was a stop. It was a restroom break. You know, we're not stopping. We're not staying. We're
Driving on I-80.
Just
had to go to the restroom.
Right on through. Going to be a rollout this time on 2nd down. Gray looking for someone upfield. He's got his tight end, and now he's got some space moving up the right side.
Good block.
Excellent blocking there as he's going to step out about the 30-yard line. Number 32.
There's a flag
on the
Brandon.
reception there. There is a flag. Austin Simmons on the reception. That is in the area of holding, so let's see what happens there. It was a quarterback rollout. You do see that somewhat often, but credit to Gray putting that in a tight window, even if this one does come back, and good blocking by the receivers that were in front of Simmons there. And again, excellent catch in traffic. Fortunately, it looks like it's not going to count. Yeah, they're going to get marched back. So now going to be 2nd and long for Normandy.
I like how you can hear the opposing team of the fans screaming, "You can't do this."
Yeah, so not a lot of Eagles supporters, or I shouldn't say that. A lot of students, it's not the easiest drive to Parma. I mean, about 20, 25, 30 minutes, depending where you live. But yeah, they do a good job. And it doesn't help that they're all on the railing. I think that's what makes it looks like there's not a lot of them. I'm sure if they were all in the bleachers, it would look like there's a million of them. But they are loud.
I was going to say, they don't have
I'm
the
not
numbers,
saying
but they've
no,
got
they're
the
loud.
energy.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah, that's what you want to see.
So now going to set up 2nd and 10 after the holding call. Shotgun again, 1 receiver left, 3 to the right for Gray. He's going to fake a screen, now going to spin on the quarterback keeper, still trying to find some space to run. And he's going to get brought down in the backfield. That play was just blown up from the beginning. Excellent job there by the Eagles defense. Number 23 on the tackle for North Olmsted, Arden Roman. Sorry, Ardian Roman. So again, so far, Normandy not really able to get their offense established.
So, fun fact here, no one has touched the ball other than Elijah Gray. Again, I know we just saw that tight end play, but that doesn't count. So, he has the only pass reception, right? He doesn't even have a
That's
completed
right.
pass.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and he has every run so far.
Again, it's kind of one-dimensional at this point. Eagles have cued in on that 3rd and 17, deep in their own territory. Gray's going to drop back, facing pressure again, rolling out, throws just to avoid the safety. That ball's up in the air. Luckily for the Invaders, falls safely to the ground, but that's going to be 4th down. Punt unit on their way out.
So he gets into his drop, right? Not the quickest drop, but it's not slow, right? Gets into his drop, looks, and he already has a defender in his face. That's a linebacker blitzing. No, I didn't look exactly at the coverage. I'm sure later tonight, when I rewatch the same stream that you're watching now, I'm going to be looking at that to see what the blocking was, where the zone side was, where the man side was. He was empty, so that's a little bit harder. But there was no protection. I'm going to pay attention to that a little bit more as we progress this game.
4th and 17, 6 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. That ball was booted away, going to hit just above the 50-yard line. Returner's got it, going to make his way into Normandy territory. Just over the 50 before he is brought down. Luis Bautista on the return.
And I know that Normandy has the 2-2 record. North Olmsted, they have the 0-4 record. Again, North Olmsted a few years ago, they were a really good team. This team is still finding its identity after losing all those seniors. That was one of the top teams of its conference. And now they're finding an identity, right? They have a lot of young players in this team. They do have some seniors, but they're still trying to figure out what this team is for the future. If you're Normandy, you can't overlook that. This team is hungry. They want to win. They're not just going to lay over easily and just let you win, just let you do whatever you want. This is a team that is hungry, and they believe that they have players on this team. And there's evidence of that just on that last drive. Let's see what they can do here.
1st and 10 from the Normandy 49. Going to be a handoff up the left side of the field. Back's got it, powers his way forward, and it gets tackled for an additional 5 yards there. Going to be just short of the 1st down. Credit number 24, Matthew Chalkwater on the carry. And there is a flag on the field. Like this may be going against North Olmsted as they're starting to march back. Holding call there, Dom?
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
No, you're good. Holding call on North Olmsted. I was just trying to confirm it, but yeah. So that run's going to get erased. That's going to hurt as now North Olmsted only run 2 offensive plays. One was a touchdown. One was almost a 10-yard run play, but now going to start deep into their own territory. Going to be 1st and 20. 6 minutes, 13 seconds to go here in quarter number 1.
Never want to be the lineman caught for holding. Now, this offensive line keeps staying aggressive, but get those hands inside. 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers. Got to keep your hands inside. Keep those feet moving, especially with no running back there.
Horsefall sends a man in motion. That man's going to take it, but he is in trouble as he's brought down in the backfield. Excellent job sniffing that one out by the Normandy defensive line. Number 8 on the carry, Michael Pasafume.
This is the defensive line from Normandy. They're coached really well. I played college football with their D-line coach, so I know that they're coached well. Someone that had a really successful D3 football career. He has these kids coached up well. They use their hands well. They're quick. They're able to push, pull, rip. it's a good defensive line, and they showed it right there. You can't blame that halfback screen on them. They're going to learn from it, but right now this is a team. They're going to stay aggressive despite this being a 2nd and 27.
2nd and 27, like Dom said. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Going to be a handoff again. And that's going nowhere as Normandy once more sniffs out the run in the backfield. Going to be 3rd and forever for the Eagles.
I like what the Normandy band is playing. This is in the NCAA or the college football game 25 here. I'm getting a little PTSD here from playing the game with that play.
Stadium
keep
pulse
going. Yeah.
is through the roof.
Oh, we got the bells going? Come on.
Got a feeling we're going to see. You need a year to catch up if you're a high school band. Next year, we're going to be getting a lot of the NCAA soundtrack, I am sure.
I don't know. I think I'm sick and tired of that soundtrack. Not going to lie with the drum roll constantly playing in my head.
3rd and 30 for the Eagles. Going to be a throw right up the middle. Receiver has to dive for it, just out of his reach. Number 12, Mitchell Kurtz, the intended receiver. Punt team's going to come back out. Invaders get another chance to put up points.
This is how you flip field position, Brandon, right? Your defense, right, they're kind of on their heels. They're at the 50-yard line. Penalty pushes back 10 yards. Hey, we want to keep push them, or pardon me, push them even further and further and further back. Now you have a chance of really flipping the field position. Elijah Gray is back there, not something you see too often as a quarterback playing all positions. They have a chance to really flip the field position here.
Punt is up. Gray's ready for it. It's going to bounce in front of him. Nearly hits a North Olmsted player. They're just going to let that one run out at about the 37-yard line. And that is where Normandy is going to take over once again. So other than that one breakaway screenplay, been a defensive struggle here so far, Dom.
Yeah, absolutely. Both defenses are downhill, right? North Olmsted knows exactly what to expect when they're on defense. They know Elijah Gray is going to keep the ball in his hands. He's going to touch the ball. He's going to make a decision on every play. This offense knows what they have at quarterback. They don't just want to hand it off. They want their best playmaker to be in the position to make plays. And that's what we've seen. But North Olmsted, they've really compromised that idea. They're doing a really good job of not giving Elijah Gray a lot of options and pressuring him when he's dropping back to throw the ball.
1st and 10 now from the 38-yard line. It's going to be a keeper for Gray. Tries to find a hole up the right side. He's going to bounce all the way out. He's got the first down plus another 10. A better runs of the day so far for the Invaders. That's going to move the chains and move them into Eagle territory. So interesting, again, obviously Gray, we're getting a heavy dose of him tonight. You saw that interesting formation a couple times on that first drive. They had some success with, albeit they never really broke away. We've yet to see it since, though. You know, the three, what do we have? Like the 3 linemen kind of in the backfield, kind of selling out that Gray was going to run to one side or the other. Interesting to see if they go back to that.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the T formation that Penn State runs under center, where you have a running back right behind you, and he has a guy to his left, guy to his right. The only difference is in shotgun, and those 3 guys, they're lined up in an H-back spot. A little different, but it's almost the same idea.
1st and 10, keeper for Gray again. Tries to spin out of trouble, and he's going to get brought down for a loss of 3. And that North Olmsted defensive line highlighted them a little bit ago. They've been getting after Elijah Gray so far this first quarter. 4 minutes to go before the quarter wraps up.
You know, when you just have empty back there, there's not a lot of options, right? So Normandy kind of knows that Elijah Gray, he's going to have the ball no matter what, unless it's a trick play. They know where to keep their eyes. The linebackers, play action's not going to fool them. If they see Elijah Gray looking like he's going to go, they're going to go downhill, and it looks like he's going to run to the left here. No, to the right.
2nd and 12, and he does just that, looking to the right, trying to follow blockers, but he's getting bullied as he gets shoved out of bounds by the North Olmsted Eagles. Gain of 4 on the play, couple yards past that original line of scrimmage. Still going to be 3rd and long for Normandy.
Yeah, a little bit more manageable. Just need 9 or 8-ish yards, 8.5 yards, get that first down. I like that, though. You have that's power run play. Right? You have 2 tight ends that are in an H-back spot. They both pull. I think they had a guard pull as well. And then you have down block, double team. And you're just going downhill. You have an extra blocker compared to normal power or normal counter that usually has a tight end blocking. I like that run concept a lot.
3rd and 8, 2 minutes, 50 seconds and counting. Gray by himself again. Going to fake the throw, now going to take off, moving up the right side of the field. He's got nowhere to go. as he has to step out of bounds for a loss of 1. Seen that a couple times tonight where almost like would you call that a draw? You go to kind of fake the throw initially and then tuck it and go to run. Run that a couple times tonight. Not a lot of success.
So the reason why I'm going to say it's not, because I don't know if that's designed. I just think that's how he runs. I think that he is just trying to throw a defensive tackle kind of off a little bit. A draw is designed, right? Usually it would be him really showing the ball more to get those linebackers to back up. He wasn't doing that there. The offensive line, they weren't blocking like it was a draw. So I would say that was more of a just a player thing there.
Normandy putting this one away. It's a line drive. They're going to take a backspin bounce. Now rolling up past the 10-yard line. Favorable roll there for Normandy as the Eagles going to have to start this one about the 7-8-yard line. 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Couple reminders, folks, as this game continues to chug along. Make sure you don't go anywhere at halftime as Dom Clary is going to take you around the world of Northeast Ohio high school football in our Cement Nation Local 404 halftime show. And in addition, we've got it up here with us again tonight, the vaunted Mickey Mouse shield that you folks have probably seen everywhere on social media at this point. Players love it. We love it. Mickey Mart, player of the game. This one's still wide open. If you think there's a player that is deserving of that Mickey shield, let us know in the YouTube comments. I got plenty of time still to get those votes in, but let us know early and often. 1st and 10 now from the 7-yard line. 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Tommy Horsfall out there once again, now directly under center. Sends a man in motion. Going to be a handoff straight up the middle. The back's got room. He's only got one more man to beat, and he is nearly gone. But excellent job on the pursuit from Mario Stewart of Normandy. Once again, though, Matthew Chalkwater had a little bit of space, and he just took off and ran with it. That's going to put the Eagles in excellent field position nearly into the red zone after just one play.
Man, the Eagles' execution in this game has been outstanding right now in the first quarter.
Again, when the run game works, it's worked. I mean, we had the screen earlier that got him in for a touchdown. That one nearly was. Again, Mario Stewart. Want to shout him out again in pursuit. Never gave up on that play and saved the touchdown. 1st and 10 now from the 28-yard line. It's going to be a handoff again. Actually, no, play action this time for North Olmsted. Went to go throw it. The ball bounced off of the receiver's hands. Number 8, Michael Hasafume, the intended target.
I believe that was 55 yards. Is my math right? My math's not right.
Oh, do not ask me to do math live on air, Dom. That's not going to end well.
Well, I'm doing it the whole game, Aaron. I don't know.
They hired me to be a voice guy, not a number guy.
No, I was wrong.
It's about 65. He's a lot closer.
It's 65 yards.
It's a lot of yards. It's a lot of yards. It's going to be 2nd and 10 when we come back.
In the written recap, it will say a lot of yards.
Quote from Dom Clary.
I did like that play a lot, though. You run the single back. You have a guy in motion. You essentially remove a guy from the box. You have a tight end blocking. It's a beautiful scheme there. Am I doing it again? Yeah, they are.
2nd and 10. Going to be a handoff. Trying to make it up the weak side of the field. Doesn't really go anywhere. Towards the end of that play, though, got laundry on the field.
Yeah, I think that might have been face mask.
Yep. That's exactly what they're signaling.
They call me the eye in the sky, Brandon. Like that area of the eye in the sky.
Maybe you're the real Eagle.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's what they called me back in high school.
No, they did.
No.
Dom the Eagle?
No, they used to say I moved like a 3-legged cat.
Is that
bad then?
It's not good. You'd probably rather have 4 legs.
He's one limb short.
Well, you get it because the cat moves fast, but it got 3 legs.
No, I used one of your lives to get that leg on. That's what happened.
Is that how that works?
I don't know.
So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty as they get ready to move the sticks for North Olmsted. It's officially going to put them in the red zone. And just a reminder, this trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. Officials still discussing. Looks like we're about to get set back up, though. North Olmsted, Horsfall, going to line up under center again.
So, Brandon, I want to interrupt you. That running back, he's off to the left there. Look at that. That's not something you see too often.
Not anymore, at least, as the back's going to take it and is brought down for a gain of about 5 yards. Chalkwater again on the carry. That feels like an old school, Again, single back formation, full back in the backfield. You don't see that.
Well,
very much anywhere.
here's the thing. So you have that fullback kind of lined in H-back spot. Not really a fullback, not really a tight end. That will move back though. I believe they call it holding. So he's actually not. That's not single back. That is some type of thing I've never seen before. Some type of set inside the single back formation. So he's not directly behind the quarterback. Look for it next time. It's hard to see. He has a hand in the dirt like a fullback, and he is off to the left.
That's
Almost like he's in a wishbone without the other halfback.
It's a half wishbone. It's the lucky part.
It's the lucky, exactly. I've never seen this before. This is a day of new things.
1st and 18 as North Olmsted's going to hit play action as a man up the middle of the field, but overthrows him there just a little bit, does Horsfall. Don't mind going for a big chunk there, especially, again, when you're backed up this far, 19 yards to go to the goal line, or to the chains, rather. But, again, North Olmsted run the ball pretty effectively so far. We've seen holding penalties kind of kill them twice. You got to be thinking now, 2nd and 19. If you're Normandy, if you can get out of here with even just a field goal attempt, after giving up that initial big play, you would be over the moon.
And right now, I think that you're in no man's land if you're the Eagles. So if you're Normandy, keep them away from not just the first down marker, but from the sticks as a whole. So you see what I'm talking about here? He's almost in a half wishbone. So only way I can explain it.
2nd and 19, going to be a handoff right up the middle and right into a wall of Invader defenders. Going to be 3rd and long, about 1 minute to go in the half. Going to get at least one more play off before the quarter is done.
So then they have 2 wingbacks. That's what they are. They're not fullbacks. So they have a fullback that's in like a half wishbone, but he's back far enough to be a running back. Then you have your 2 halfbacks. You got the bell ringing here in Parma, but it's such a weird formation. It's not a wing T, but it is a wing T, but it's not a flex bone, but it is, but it's a wishbone. It's a really weird formation.
Everything feels retro, even the way that they call the motion. Now going to be 3rd down and long. Horsfall going to tuck it, trying to find space himself, but he's going to run into several Normandy defenders well short of the first down, but maybe a field goal attempt incoming. As of now, though, offense still on the field. Couple substitutions. And yeah, it looks like they might be sending the kicker on. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that's the kicker. Walking on the field now. Let's see where the hand goes down, where the hand of Tommy Horsfall will go.
So Horsfall on the hold. Brendan Graff, the kicker. Going to be about a 35-yard attempt. And we're going to get a timeout. North Olmsted.
No, that's the end of the quarter.
End of the quarter. I apologize. I'm a bad broadcaster, folks. End of the first quarter. We've got an exciting one so far as the Normandy Invaders hosting the North Olmsted Eagles. Current score, North Olmsted 7, Normandy nothing. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
This week's Key On Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Balance Approach. Balance Approach focuses on helping businesses think strategically, develop the people on their team, build and deliver a superior client experience, and plan for the future. They also specialize in working with individuals new to sales and leadership roles within an organization to help develop their skill set and effectiveness as a leader. Get unstuck for good. Carl's Transport LLC. If you need a reliable lift in a vehicle that's safe, clean, and comfortable, then your first and only call needs to be to Carl at Carl's Transport. He's the leader in the mobile transportation business. You can reach him at 440-829-2287 for all your transportation needs.
And we start the second quarter of action with a field goal attempt for North Olmsted, currently leading this game 7-0 over Normandy. Going to be about a 35-yard attempt for Brendan Graff. We got another stoppage on the field. Officials discussing. And we're now ready. Kicker's back, getting ready for this one. Team sets. Ball is down. Bobbles the snap, but gets it set And that one never really had a chance as it's a line drive. Again, I don't know if the snap came in low or if Horst just didn't handle it properly, but Graf never really able to get full contact on that. So after that initial 65-yard run play, Normandy escaping by not giving up any points on that. Their offense now makes their way back out onto the field.
That's a good stand by the Invaders. Bend but don't break. Exactly what you need to do when you're down here by 7. They're playing the helmet game at a high school stadium. You gotta be kidding me. What is happening? Back in my day, Brandon, there was a kid up there with chalk writing the score down. Right now, the Invaders have a good chance of moving the ball down the field. Again, not the greatest field position, but they're at the 20-yard line. They have an opportunity to move the ball. Let's see them get a little creative here. And they have two fullbacks back there.
Going to be a handoff, back making his way up the near side of the field, going to be brought down after a short game. Now, not to interrupt you. I don't know if you can hear it on the broadcast, but audible boos were coming in as whoever's running the scoreboard cut the helmet game off before they revealed which one was correct. So fans about to riot here in Parma if we don't get that back. All jokes aside, excellent production crew here, especially for a high school stadium. And I'm not just saying that because they're one room down from us, but again, do really good work with everything they put up on the scoreboard, the video packages. Really cool to see.
This is a college production they have going on here.
100%. 2nd and 10 now from the 20-yard line. Man in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Takes it. Tries to make his way up the field. Again, stopped. Right at the line of scrimmage. Number 11, Nick Williams on the carry. 2 times in a row. Tried to get him involved and, again, just nowhere to go. Actually going to say they lost a yard on that play.
Yeah, if it doesn't work the first time, do it again. That's exactly what they did there, and it didn't work. They are not pushing the ball down the field. Player goes down. Hope he's okay. It's frustrating because you can mix your play calling up, and they have done that. They have shown different looks, but how many times have we seen them just same formation, same set, same play, same play, same play? And they're almost working at a mentality of if it ain't broke, let's keep doing it again. And that could work on some teams. And you'd think by looking at the record of North Olmsted that it would work. That's not the case. This Eagles team, they're playing above the record. It's simple as that. Sometimes teams with bad records, they play above the record. And that's exactly what's going on right now. Normandy need to have some variety in their play selection.
Now we're going to take a quick break here, folks. Still a player down on the field for Normandy. Staff's going to take a look at them. So, again, go ahead and enjoy some highlights. We'll be back shortly.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this.
And we're back as the Normandy player, Nick Williams, able to get up under his own power. He was the one that carried the ball the last 2 plays for Normandy. Seems to be okay. Just got to shake out a cramp. 3rd and 11. Gray's rolling out. Not finding a lot of room. Slips, nearly loses his footing. Reverses field, now hunting on the right side. Dumps it off to a running back who didn't look like he was ready for it. And that falls safely out of play. 4th down now for Normandy.
I think if I'm not mistaken, somebody juked out of a shoe just now.
Legitimately out of the shoe.
Oh,
you don't see that
sure
too
did.
often.
Where did you see that?
You ain't see it? He was trying to,
Oh,
hit
that
him
was
with.
Gray.
Yep,
Gray
try to hit
fell
him
out
with
of
the
his
left or
own
right.
shoe.
And when he slipped, I just saw the shoe fly up in the air, and I'm like, oh man, he juked the shoes out of himself.
Remember when Zion Williamson did that in college where he actually tore something?
Oh,
Yeah,
he exploded.
he exploded his shoe.
exploded? Yeah.
And hurt
then
his
still
knee.
signed with Nike after that.
Well, see, it was just the shoes. Shout out to my man Paul George.
4th and 11 now. 10 minutes, 18 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter. Normandy getting ready to punt this one away. And we're going to get a timeout on the field. Didn't see them indicate. Oh, actually, no, that's a penalty on Normandy.
There was I think it was a delay of game because the referee back there by the Byers Field logo is the one that threw the laundry on the field. So He's the one looking at the clock. I'm assuming it was him that determined it was delay a game.
Now going to be 4th and about 14. Punts that ball away. Good booming punt. Going to go over the head of the returner. That's still rolling. Returner's going to pick it up just past the 25-yard line. Now going to try to find space up the left side of the field. He's going to get knocked out just shy of the 40, though. Excellent punt by Normandy. Trying to get the number. That was Neno Lilick, who was also their kicker. Excellent job. You take the delay of game penalty, you get pushed back even further. This could be much worse.
So I want to give some scoring updates from elsewhere. In the SWC matchup, 2 of the, believe it or not, top teams in the SWC, Avon, you're used to hearing that. Oh, you're going to talk about Donbury and Mid-Park, Avon Lake, Olmsted Falls. No, North Bridgeville, they're only down by 3 at the end of the first. We're going to keep giving you updates. North Bridgeville, they're senior loaded. They believe that they can win this conference. If there's a year to do it for the Rangers, this is the year. But Avon, they think otherwise. Back here.
And strong win against Olmsted Falls last week. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Handoff back, making his way up the right side of the field, making his way all the way to the sideline, pushed out of bounds just before the 50. They're going to call that about a yard short of the first down. Yeah, North Bridgeville looking great this year. Some, I don't even want to say surprise teams, but teams that the last couple of years haven't been necessarily in, at the top of our minds. So Ridgeville's definitely one of them this year. They look great, like I said, against the Bulldogs of Olmsted Falls last week. Amherst, want to shout them out as well. They're 4-0 to start the year. I remember when we started calling games, they were really trying to rebuild things. Happy to get a win or 2 on the season, but 4-0 already this year.
And that's a school that has a proud football legacy, and they want to get back to that.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 now from the 48-yard line, nearly into Normandy territory. Going to be a keeper this time for Horsfall. He's got room. He's got the first down. He's still going. Finds a seam. One man in pursuit, and he's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Flag on the field after the play, but Horsfall showing off his legs. We mentioned dual threat quarterback. He made full advantage of what the defense gave him there. 6 more points now for North Olmsted. Again, North Olmsted has been all about the explosive plays. They've struggled to get just chunk yardage. They've been brought down on their own backfield multiple times tonight, but when they get a play off the way that it's designed, they're going for huge yardage now, and that's the second explosive play that has led to a touchdown.
Yeah, it's good play design. They're making it where you don't know who's going to touch the ball. They're doing a really good job of kind of having a variety of playmakers touch the ball. And it's not something you expect to see from an 0-4 football club. But right now, that's what you're seeing. They have options. They have playmakers. They have kids who are experienced in the game of football, and they're doing it well. Really happy what I'm seeing thus far here from the Eagles as they try to get this extra point going. A 2-score cushion is exactly what you want from a team looking to get their first win, and they're trying to get rid of that loser mentality that you get after losing so many games in a row.
Graff on to attempt the extra point. That is good, and then some. 9 minutes, 13 seconds to go here in the first quarter. That trip to the red zone was brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. Boy, I got to say, we've seen Graff come out and kick a couple times here tonight. That is a kicker that I want no part of if I am returning against him. 5'9", 240. This kid is terrifying.
You know what's funny? So you mentioned that, and you weren't there for the first game that we did, but Darren, you remember this. Strongsville's punter was their starting fullback and their starting defensive end. Not just their starting defensive end, but their best defensive player. And he also ended up throwing up in the game, too, which is a fun little tidbit there.
That's an all-grit player right there.
Oh, he's to be on the list. But he reminds me of him. I mean, he's a big kid. Wish I could see him play different positions, see what he can do. But you just reminded me of that, of a player that he's a big kid kicking the ball.
So just to reset you folks, 9 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the second quarter. The Normandy Invaders currently trailing the visiting North Olmsted Eagles 14-0. And so far, neither offense has really been able to get anything steady going, but 3 explosive plays, specifically out of the run game for the Eagles, has them up 2 scores here early. Kick is up, going to be fielded about the 35-yard line. Returner looking for some space, now reverses, comes back out to the near side, trips up just over the 50. They're going to be able to start this drive in Eagle territory, and that was number 20, Fernando Acevedo on the return.
Scoring update, Avon versus North Ridgeville. Avon scores their 10-yard passing touchdown. Nolan Good to Grant Barr. That's good for a touchdown. 10-0 to score in favor of the Avon Eagles against North Ridgeville Rangers. It's the second quarter with 10 minutes remaining. Thanks to Brandon Marvel, who does phenomenal work for us.
And again, even if Ridgeville, it doesn't turn out their way by the end of this, they're still a great team. You got to realize Avon, as they always are in the conversation for state Final Four again. So that's a great team they have returning up there to Avon. Interested to see how that one eventually plays out. As the SWC, maybe more in the recent years, kind of wide open, at least for those 2 and 3 spots. Ball is snapped now. Gray's going to keep it himself. Really no room to work as he tries to make his way up the near sideline. Going to be second down and 10. No gain on the play.
You know what's interesting about that? This is a team that's competing for an SWC title in North Ridgeville. Last year was the first year they won a playoff game, which I couldn't believe. I didn't know that until I covered that game.
That was another team we've really seen kind of build themselves up since we started calling maybe 6 years ago at this point. So again, really good to see that program having success.
And that's the one fun thing you get to see when you cover high school football in general for so many years, is just seeing these programs progress and build cultures after struggling for years.
Gray's going to keep it again on second down and able to spin his way out of a couple tackles, still pushing his way forward. That was an all Elijah Gray run. No real support there from his tackles, but still able to push his way up. Going to set up 3rd and short for the Invaders.
So that kind of pump fake you were talking about, it's not a pump fake, that's a step, right? So that's a counter run, right? You're giving time for the pullers to go through, right? You're stepping to the right or stepping to the left, the opposite way where the play's going. You have a guard, you have tight ends pulling, depending how the play design is. You're waiting for the play to develop, and then boom, you follow those pullers right to the gap you want to go to. And he had to kind of create his own space there, but still good work there by the Invaders.
3rd and 3 as Gray going to keep it again. This time has room for the first down. Bullies his way out of bounds, knocks over a North Olmsted defender on his way. We're going to move those sticks. Normandy get a fresh set of downs.
Man, that is a tough kid, man.
Like you said,
He's like,
especially without DQ in this game, we're seeing Gray from last year when they played Holy Name, where it felt like the whole offense had to run through him. We're getting that again tonight, and like to your credit, Darian, like he's looked good. He's tough.
yeah, you've definitely seen him break multiple tackles in this game already.
He's a gritty kid. There's a reason why he won our All-Grit Player of the Year last year. I mean, truly.
1st and 10 from the 37, about 7 minutes to go here in the first half. As Gray runs right up the middle for a gain of about 2. Folks, make sure you stick around for halftime. Dom's been giving you some score updates, but if you want all of the important scores from around Northeast Ohio football, make sure you tune in to the Cement Mason Local 404 halftime show. And again, we've got writers all over the place this week for Keon Sports, so we have you covered. Again, make sure after the game as well, log on to keonsports.com, take a look at all of our written content, get a deeper dive into each one of these games that we are keeping track of tonight. 2nd and 8 for Normandy. 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Play clock down to 5 seconds. Gray ready for it. Going to roll out to the right side. Design quarterback run again. Looking for a seam. Bounces back to the middle and is going to get brought down just short of the sticks. Good run there again by Elijah Gray.
I'd like to see him get uphill a little bit quicker. Still did a good job. Stretched the field out. Had some elephants on parade in front of him. That's what we like to call when you have offensive linemen, tight ends, fullbacks out in space in front of you. Elephants on parade. That's exactly what we saw there. Elijah Gray looking for room, able to get near the first down marker. This is surely another design here. Let's see if he goes towards his tight ends or if this is another counter play. It'll be a counter.
3rd and 2, and he makes his way up the right. It was a counter, has space on the outside. One man to beat to the end zone, and he's got it. Touchdown, Normandy. Finally able to break one through. Gray found a seam up the right side, used that out of bounds mark to his advantage, made his way right up, and suddenly, folks, we got a one-score game on our hands, 6-14, pending the extra point from Normandy.
We expected it. It was coming.
The
Touchdown was coming.
That was the most methodical we've seen the Invaders offense look. You know, they picked up a first down. They were about to pick up another one there. Finally really broke one off. As we're getting ready for the extra point. Again, Gray's still out there. Dom, I know there is a name for how they're setting this up. It is escaping me right now. As they're now going to move to a traditional kicking formation.
A swinging gate.
There you go. Thank you. Gray's going to set up to hold this
I
one.
almost called it a muddle huddle, but that's not a muddle huddle.
And quick snap, but then blown dead by the officials as there was a timeout for Normandy as the game clock nearly ran out.
Do you know what a muddle huddle is?
Not entirely.
A muddle huddle is when everyone's lined up except the lineman, and everyone gets the signals. I did this in college my senior year, so I used to know what it is. Auburn, I think, did it a few years back. So the lineman stand about 5 yards back. Quarterback goes up and just says, inside zone right, inside zone right. Lineman just run straight to the line, hand on the ground. It's not a normal huddle. It's like the mix between like no huddle and like a huddle. It's really weird. Not that
It's a half
swing
huddle.
game. Yeah,
It's a muddle huddle.
exactly.
Makes sense.
I don't know. I like stuff like that because like why would you know that unless like someone told you? But like why would that be a thing?
Now here's Dom educating all of us tonight.
Football's weird. That's it. So like you hear me nerding out today. I'm stumbling on my words a lot today because I'm like dumbfounded on all the cool stuff that we're seeing today. And that's what I love about high school football. Sometimes it's a little cookie cutter. It's spread, handoff, inside zone, bubble screen. But not today. There's a fullback in a spot I didn't know a fullback could line up. You have the single eye, but he's not actually in a single eye. It's a half wishbone. It's a fun game right now.
Extra point attempt now for Normandy. High snap, but Gray now going to pick it up. Throws it to the kicker, and he is brought down for virtually no gain. Dom, was that designed, or did that play just kind of get broken up?
No. So Elijah Gray had to get up. Anytime you're taught as a holder that you have to even lift your knee up, you're supposed to yell, fire. And so what that means is that offensive line, it is sprint right. So sprint right, and then Elijah Gray's supposed to go right. Tight end's going to pop out. There it was. I think he thought he could get it on time. He hesitated. He couldn't figure out what he wanted to do. So that was not designed. That was a broken play, broken hold. Just couldn't get down the field on time. His tight end couldn't. The fire was not called. You can tell that fire was not called. They just made a mistake there. Elijah Gray, he has to be able to put down the ground there. But again, just a tough situation.
We're going to see if that comes back to haunt them later. 5 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the second quarter. Normandy currently trailing North Olmsted 14-6. So we get ready for the kickoff. Eagles scoring a touchdown their last time out on an explosive run from quarterback Tommy Horsfall. Going to try to replicate that once again. Ready for it now. Kick is up. Turner goes for it. Going to bounce right at the 10 and just stop and roll out of bounds. Nearly an excellent kickoff for Normandy, but just a bad break as that ball rolls off to the sideline. And now North Olmsted going to get to start this one on the 40-yard line. Yeah, North Olmsted, we get to see their offense really settle in. They're living and dying off the explosive play, and so far it's worked. Going to see if as the defensive line for Normandy continues to get worn down, that's something we see more and more of. Haven't really had to pass the ball so far, really on either side, as the running backs and then even the quarterbacks really getting involved in the action, especially on Normandy's side in the run game.
Score update, Avon scores again. Tyler Kaufman from a yard out. He scores. The PAT is good to follow. Avon, they're up 17-0 with 5:18 left in the second quarter. Shout out to Brandon Marvel once again for sending me these updates.
I do have to check. We may have Avon next week. I believe week 6 we have Avon and Olmsted Falls, but we'll confirm that for you guys. They are on the schedule for sure, but that'll be an exciting one as well as Avon. Once again, looks like they are rolling to start the year. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line when we start. 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the half. Speaking of the half, once again, folks, make sure you stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union halftime show as Dom gives you all the score updates, including that Avon and North Ridgeville game that we have been talking about. And, of course, that last trip to the Red Zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource.
Just to confirm, you are right. We do have Avon.
Yeah, so
Olmsted
next
Falls.
week, that'll be a good one. That's the first time we're at Olmsted Falls this year. We did see them once earlier this year against Brunswick. They looked very good. Only loss on the season so far was to North Ridgeville, and that's always a rivalry game with them and Avon. Going to be 1st and 10, handoff, backs got it right up the middle of the field, stopped at the 41-yard line, give him a gain of 4. Call it 5. Yes, that'll be an exciting game. Obviously, a lot of fireworks the 2 times that Olmsted Falls and Avon met last year. You got to imagine some of that rolls over to this year as well. So regardless of, what team is favored, talents does not matter. That kind of gets thrown out the window in that game.
I've played in rivalry games where you throw the records out the window. That is one of them. Avon has 2 of those on their schedule every year. That is one of them. We'll be covering both of those games.
2nd and 5 for North Olmsted. Handoff again. Backs got it taken down in the backfield is Chalkwater. As again, saw this a lot earlier on these short runs. It's like Normandy's either able to get it immediately and stop him for no gain or in the backfield, or it's going all the way. Is that, and Dom, I may be not even reading this right at all. Is that a result of how you play your defense? Are they pressing or are they selling out?
So that is almost a mentality where they know this team's running the ball. It's also teaching these kids gap responsibility and doing it well. When you have your outside, when you have your defensive end playing his gap well and playing aggressive, that is just all coaching and all discipline from those players doing exactly what they're taught there.
Third and 8 for North Olmsted, spreading it out. Horseball running to his left, has a running back at the sticks. He's going to go past him, and now he's got room. One more man to beat, jukes him, makes the move. Touchdown, North Olmsted. My goodness. What a run from Michael Pasafume. It looked like he was out of bounds, but rode the tightrope. And again, the explosive plays from the Eagles, racking it up 20-6 in favor of North Olmsted. 3 minutes, 53 seconds to go before we're done with the first half.
Man,
That was a pass play, correct?
yes.
It was. Halfback
Yes,
screen.
it was.
Kind of like a rollout.
It does not take them long to score.
You want to know something crazy? First completion of the day for North Olmsted.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh,
as that PAT is up, and it is good. From Brennan Graff. Tell me if I'm wrong. I believe that's only the 2nd completed pass of the game. I know Normandy had one right off the rip with their trick play.
That's correct.
So not a lot of passing so far, and really North Olmsted hasn't needed it. And we kind of see what Normandy's plan is. They want to continue to keep the ball in the hand of their senior quarterback and have him, run it as much as possible. So I don't think we're going to see a ton of passing today. Still, though, 21
I was wrong.
All right.
I was wrong. So we actually had that first touchdown they had was a halfback screen.
Oh, that's
Thank
right.
you to our
You are
wonderful
correct.
writer who corrected me there because we've been communicating all game. Shout out to him. He does a great job. I can always text him how many yards there is and because he can't see everything super well to try to communicate, make his job a little bit easier. He corrected me right away. Shout out to him or else we would have had that wrong all game.
That's all right. Got to appreciate that. Going to be 3 minutes, 53 seconds to go. So still plenty of time on the clock for Normandy. 2 timeouts remaining as well if they want to put together a drive here. This game is far from over, folks. Again, Normandy, their offense really clicked for the first time the last time they were out there. Hoping to be able to replicate that again. Graff ready. Going to kick this one off. That is a short kick. Has to be fielded right around the 40. Normandy returns it, falls forward. Just about the 50-yard line, maybe just short there. Again, maybe some trickery there on the kick. Is it looked like they want to keep the ball out of the hands of North Olmsted's or Normandy's playmakers. Kicked that one short, but still good job on the return there. Trying to get a name on the player that grabbed that one. But either way, Normandy now going to reset. Good field position here to start off. They're going to say 1st and 10 from their own 49. So again, nearly in North Olmsted territory. And quickly, that last trip to the red zone, they've been quick tonight, folks. Brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. Gray sends a man in motion, going to drop back to pass, looking down the left side, throws one deep, has a man up the middle of the field, and just out of his reach. Number 11, Nick Williams, the intended target on the play. So we've seen them try to throw deep a couple of times. The throws have not been egregious by any means. Gray's just missing his guys by a couple of yards, not particularly high or low, just, you know, a little bit out of the hands of his receivers so far.
Yeah, he is not hitting him in stride, hitting him out a little bit too far. They would like to be able to get him to find his targets. One of the reasons why they run a lot is just not able to have consistent passing attacks sometimes, give or take. Sometimes he's a great passer, other times he's better on his feet.
North Olmsted bringing pressure, but it's a Zion quarterback run up the right side, but he's met in the backfield and dragged down. Excellent play there by the North Olmsted defensive line. That's going to be 3rd and very long for Normandy. Looks like they were bringing a ton of pressure on the right side of the line. Or I guess it would be the left side of the line if you're on offense. And they were running the opposite direction, away from that, but still, North Olmsted able to penetrate, get in the backfield, and bring Gray down.
Yeah, good execution there from the Eagles. They're able to have good gap discipline, but also able to bring people from distance. They play an odd, or now they play a stack. So you have 3 down linemen, and right behind them are 3 linebackers. We're going to have a timeout. You can give me a little bit more time to talk about this. So when you have 3 down linemen, there are 2 different formations of 3 down linemen, right? So you have your stack. That's what they're running. You have the middle linebacker directly behind the nose guard, and then you have the 2 outside linebackers directly behind the ends. So it's a little weird. It's not like what you see in the NFL, like what the Steelers run or what the Bears used to run, where you have the nose guard, you have 2 defensive ends that are right off the guard, and then you have the 2 outside linebackers. A little bit different here. But then you have your odd. And what your odd is they're not stacked. That middle linebacker, he's a little bit off of, kind of where he's straddling the nose guard, right? He's not directly overhead. He's not directly in a gap, but he's odd. It's an odd formation. The only way I can explain it. That's how you can kind of tell the difference between these 3 down lineman sets. And right now you have an underset where they're going to bring bring a linebacker down to the line of scrimmage where he's going to be standing up.
3rd and 14, receivers bunched up to the left side. One out to the right, going to be a pass again. Gray looking, trying to throw it deep, escapes, steps up in the pocket, throws it down the right side, has a receiver. He caught it, but was he in bounds? So we await the call.
They waved him out of bounds.
Wow. Excellent play there by Gray and the receiver hauling that one in, trying to grab a number. That looks like number 11 again. Nick Williams seems to be one of his favorite targets here tonight. Put it right on the money. But again, just too close to the sideline there. Going to be 4th down. They're going to give this ball back to North Olmsted. 2 minutes, 47 seconds to go here in the first half. It nearly had it. That's probably despite it being out of bounds, it's the best pass we've seen from Normandy today. So it's there. That passing offense can click. I have a feeling we're going to see it more as we get into the second half. Flag on the field. And it looks like the play clock ran out once again on Normandy. It's the 3rd time tonight that we are getting a delayed game call. I would imagine, at least. Officials discussing it. No one's moving as of yet.
Well, because there was a North Olmsted player that just ran over the line of scrimmage. But I don't know how much time was left on the play clock when that happened.
So the play clock's reset. And, yeah, they are going to call False start on Normandy. So not a delay of game.
So I see what happened. So a player from Normandy must have moved. North Olmsted player did the right thing, stepped over the line of scrimmage. That's a smart play.
Say if the Eagles would have done that on Monday night, they may have walked out with a win. But instead,
They could learn or two from the Eagles of North Olmsted.
so punt is away. 2 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. North Olmsted has it on the far side of the field. Going to maybe get a couple yards on that return before being forced out of bounds. And of course, referring to the Monday night game, Philadelphia Eagles, Atlanta Falcons. Matthew Judon on a critical third down jumped, which would have given the Eagles a fresh set of downs, would have ended the game essentially, but nobody on the offensive line for the Eagles moved. So was never called, never made a big deal out of it. One of the few times in football you kind of needed more theatrics in order to get it to go your way. Atlanta going on to win that game. Not that I was paying attention to it. As a Falcons fan myself, absolutely thrilled. Let's talk about some other birds, though. North Olmsted Eagles back out the first and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
You landed the plane there, my friend. Good job.
Shotgun, looks, throws left side, has a receiver, gets it for the first down. And caught it right about 5 yards out, pushed his way forward. See the receiver on that one, number 4, Lawrence Stanley.
This is how North Olmsted gets momentum. A couple plays at a time, and boom, we're going to see a 50-yard touchdown.
Let's see it again. Second and, no, they're going to mark him short. I thought he had that one. He nearly took out the pylon.
He stepped out, I think, a little bit before. It's hard to tell from our angle.
2nd and 2 now. Going to be a handoff. Back works his way up. Found a seam, but good job by the Normandy defensive line to bring him down. And it looks like they are going to give it to him. First down, North Olmsted. So they start to drive here. 2 minutes, 28 seconds to go. Still 3 timeouts for the Eagles.
So 2:24 left here in the first half. You can run your offense. Remember, the clock does not start moving until those chains are set. So if you're running a NASCAR, if you're running a tempo, you can move quick. Get to the line and kind of get organized a little bit, especially with 2 minutes left here in this half.
1st and 10 from the 39. 2 receivers left, one to the right, back in the backfield with Horsfall. Now going to send a man in motion. Fakes it, keeps it himself, runs straight up the middle of the field. Going to get brought down after a gain of 5. So again, starting to chip away. Something that we've seen North Olmsted, if you're going to give any negative notes on the offense, they've struggled at getting just short yardage chunks. But so far on this drive, looking good. Kind of this quick package now. Minute 37 to go and counting. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Horsfall calls for it. Going to be a handoff again as the back is met right at the line of scrimmage. Going to set up 3rd down and 5. Clock continues to run.
Oh, there go that bell again.
It got really bright on that scoreboard. It's dark in the press box. It's like bright here now.
3rd and 3. Quick wide receiver screen out to the left side. I think they're going to call that one not a catch. Oh, no, they gave it to him. I thought that ball hit the ground. Normandy seems very upset about that call. But as of now, now they reverse. What is going on, folks? Still shows 3rd down. The line is not, the chain gang hasn't moved now. They were starting to, went back. It's pandemonium here in Parma.
I don't know if
So, going to reset here in a moment. Still some discussions going on. Not entirely sure what's happening. Flag on the field as well. So we're going to continue. And it looks like we might finally be getting a call that's going to go against Normandy. So regardless of if that was a catch or not, I don't think they gave it to him. I think it hit the ground. But we're going to get a fresh set of downs, and North Olmsted's going to move onto the Normandy side of the field with 1:07 left, have yet to use a timeout. So absolutely crucial call for North Olmsted. They smell blood in the water. They're ready to put this one up 3 scores.
Yeah, was that in sportsmanlike conduct, I believe, that will get him going forward? As we're getting some things organized.
1st and 10, 1 minute to go and counting. Handoff again. Back looks for some space, has the first down, has a seam knocked out of bounds. Just past the 20-yard line. Chalkwater again on the carry.
Normandy's got to get a stop here.
Well, a flag might help him here.
Yeah, well, less than a minute. They need that stop right now.
So, oh yeah, there we go. They're going to get marched back. And we've seen this a few times for North Olmsted tonight. One of the reasons the offense has kind of struggled to maintain drives at points has been these holding calls. And for either the third or the fourth time tonight, it's going to bring them back. That pushes them all the way back to the Normandy 45. 1st and 20 now. Clock running again. Despite the fact that the receiver went out of bounds there and there was a penalty call.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. It's pandemonium in Parma.
I like, we're taglining that. 35 seconds and counting. Horsfall has it, looks, throws, left side, receivers got it, moves inbounds. Now going to fall out of bounds to stop the clock after a gain of 6. 28 seconds to go. And must not have fallen out of bounds. We're going to get a timeout for North Olmsted. And still had 3.
That pandemonium in Parma, I want you to take that, put it in your back pocket, use it for another time. It could be later today. It could be 2 years from now. But put it in your back pocket and save it for later, yeah.
I'll remember. I'm definitely not going to remember.
I will.
So, timeout for North Olmsted as everyone starts to regroup. So, Dom, two timeouts. You got 30 seconds. Still 2nd and 14, so the sticks are a factor here. It's not that you can go up and clock it. You know, that kind of takes it out for you. It doesn't seem like they're comfortable kicking a field goal from this position. If you are the North Olmsted offensive coordinator, what's running through your mind right now?
How can I get as close to the sticks as possible while preserving our timeouts? That's number one. Number 2, okay, how do I do that and make sure that we're not in a situation where we can turn the ball over? Number 3, can we just get it now? The first down. You've been able to get plays in chunks here today. I mean, a 73-yard touchdown pass, a 63-yard touchdown pass, a 52-yard run. This, I mean, 39 yards, that's pretty easy for them. I'm curious what they do.
2nd and 14, going to be a handoff again up the middle. Back's got space. He dives right at the first down marker. Looks like he may be just a yard short. Clock continues to run, or at least it should be. It did stop.
Yeah, so I like that. So the chains were still getting set. They probably should have waited for the clock to kind of go for a second before they were able to run a play there. But as soon as they got that down, as soon as they got to the markers, we could hear it. I don't know if you guys heard it. And sometimes it's one of those things that you don't hear it unless you're looking for it. But you hear from the coaching staff of North Olmsted, kill, 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 kill. And what that means is get under center. You got to be under center if it's intentional grounding. If it's shotgun or pistol, it's intentional grounding if you throw that ball straight to the ground to kill it. But boom, get under center, snap it as soon as they let you, throw that ball right into the ground. That's what kill means if you're ever hearing a coach yell that out loud.
Right, but I am confused in that it's still showing 3rd down. No timeout was called.
Which would make this 4th down.
Correct. Which, do you clock it like that if it's going to put you in 4th down?
And also,
that's why I am confused.
The clock stopped.
Again, and now it's down to 17 seconds. I think they realized the clock should have never stopped.
But you can't go back and give them 3rd down. They already ran a play.
Again, credit, this is a very difficult job. So I'm not trying to be critical of the officials, but, you know, the last few minutes have definitely been confusing. It seems as if, you know, not everyone is clear as to exactly what the time protocols and everything are here. So we apologize, folks. Continue to stick with us as we try to sort it out. As soon as we have answers, we'll get you the most accurate call possible. As of now, they are still showing 3rd down and 1 for North Olmsted. There is 17 seconds on the clock, which is stopped currently. North Olmsted looking like they're getting ready to set back up, then come back into the huddle. The officials still discussing this. Now talking to the coach for the Eagles. And it looks like it may be 4th down. The cards have flipped, at least on the near side of the field. And they flip back. I should stop counting my chickens while I'm still at the table. It's not working well. And now one says 4th down. Okay, here we go. Here's what we got, folks. Markers are showing 4th down. 1 yard to go. 17 seconds on the clock. North Olmsted in shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and it's a timeout for Normandy. As we just cannot get any momentum going on this broadcast.
It is pandemonium right here in downtown Parma.
There you go. I guess this would be downtown Parma. Right across from where the old Parma Town Mall once stood. Now more of a shopping complex, strip mall kind of deal. Again, from when I've grown up, they've done quite a bit to it. It's a much nicer area than it used to be. And I think Parma tends to be kind of the butt of a lot of jokes for anyone that lives around Cleveland, but credit to the city. They've done an excellent job with it.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time here. I'm a Parma resident as of now. And, this is usually where I go for things. My gym's here. I shop here a lot. It's a good area. I go to the Chick-fil-A right behind us all the time.
Chick-fil-A sounds wonderful right now. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, folks. We might get some actual football here. So I'm sure you are more than tired of hearing us talk about cities and gyms and chicken sandwiches. But don't let that take away from the fact we've got a 4th down late in the first half. 17 seconds to go. North Olmsted ready. Shotgun formation. Horsfall has it. Looking up the middle of the field. Has his tight end. And he's going to get brought down just past the 10-yard line. Fresh set of downs for North Olmsted. And we're going to get a quick timeout for the Eagles. 12 seconds to go. 1 timeout remaining for North Olmsted.
Man, do they know how to convert on 4th down? Normandy needed that stop huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Tanner Thorne, by the way, on that reception. Again, just looking right up the middle of the field. Horsfall's eyes never really left him, and they knew exactly where that play was designed. That was his first read, hit him, did his job there. And now, 12 seconds left, still got a timeout. Couple shots at the end zone, maybe roll your kicker out there after the fact. They play this right. Again, North Olmsted could very easily put up another score before we're done here in first half. Officials telling them to break it up now. Normandy's defense marches back out. Looking for a critical stop here. 1st and goal. Quickly, this red zone trip brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. North Olmsted ready. Sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Fakes the throw, then moves back inside, fighting his way to the goal line, but brought down at the 5. 3 seconds on the clock. North Olmsted going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. Going to have time for one more play. Let's see if they're going to keep the offense out, try to kick a field goal. Again, 21-6, your score. They're going to say 1 second left on the clock. So quite literally only time for one more snap, and we're done here in the half.
All right, so they're in an awkward spot here. They kick a field goal, you're looking about a 20-yard field goal. You think, oh, that's easy. This high school kicker shows that he should be able to make that. He should. But I've seen college kickers that have made 54-yard field goals in Death Valley against Clemson and lose because he can't make a 15-yarder on the hash. The hash is the difference, not the yardage. So when you're on that side, it's hard to make that kick. That's not what they're doing here. They are going for the yardage.
Okay.
4 yards to go to pay dirt. 3 seconds left now. Horsfall looks like he's trying to get the defense to step off sides. Looks over to his coach.
They added 2 seconds on the clock as well.
They did. Still, looks like they're trying to get him to jump. Normandy nearly did. One of the ends put a foot forward. And they're going to go ahead and blow that dead. delay of game penalty. And I'm going to go ahead and assume we're getting a field goal attempt from the Eagles.
That's good coaching. That is, all right, if we can get closer to the end zone where we want to risk it, we'll do it. But we have a kicker that we trust, and we'll put him on the field. We have no problem doing that. But let's kind of send him back a little bit. We know he has a good leg. This is an awkward angle for a young man to kick a ball. Right now, they're in a better spot. Normandy, pick which side you're going to attack from. Usually the wide side. You've tied it over.
Brennan Graff going to attempt this one. 3 extra points made tonight. Did miss a field goal earlier on a high snap. Ball is down. Kick is up. It's got the distance, but not the angle. They're going to wave that one off. No good. And that's going to do it for us here in the first half from Byers Field. You're listening to the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. For week 2 is the Normandy Invaders, currently trailing the visiting North Olmsted Eagles 21-6. Stick around, folks, because coming up is the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show featuring our very own Dom Clary as he takes you around, gives you scoring updates from all over Northeast Ohio and maybe more. We'll be back after these brief messages.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by the Cement Mason Local 404 Union. Whether you're an experienced journeyman or an apprentice, their doors are open for you to join the union. Current and future demand for skilled craftsmen necessitates an apprenticeship program that takes into consideration practices of one of the world's oldest trades, along with instruction in new techniques, applications, technologies, and materials. The Local 404 Cement Masons Joint Apprenticeship Training Program supports a world-class curriculum of instruction and on-the-job training for more than 40 apprentices annually. Union Cement Mason skills are honed with the most comprehensive apprenticeship training program in the industry.
Climate Tech Inc. For 48 years, family-owned and operated Climate Tech has been the premier company for all HVAC services. For both residential and commercial, they have it covered. They offer free estimates on equipment replacement and 24-hour emergency service. Visit them at climatetech.com.
Carrie Moscow LLC. Carrie Moscow is an Ohio-licensed independent social worker, psychotherapist, and mental performance mastery coach who's been providing therapy to young women and teens for over 16 years. She specializes in empowering young women in their late teens, 20s, and early 30s to gain mastery over their mind. She'll help you manage your anxiety, heal trauma, and improve self-esteem while building healthy habits to support strong mental health and stress management skills. Mental training will help you stay strong, healthy, and enjoying your sport for the long term. She can be reached at carrie@carriemoscow.com. Christine Dort Photography. From sports to real-life photos, don't let a big event go by without Christine Dort there to photograph it. Find her today on Facebook or at www.christinedortphotography.com for all your photo needs.
Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop has been your trusted barber for nearly a century of great haircuts. With affordable prices and excellent customer service, there's no better place to get your cut. It is located at 26915 Center Ridge Road in Westlake.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning. And he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich. And Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane. Broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field. Welcome on in to the Cement Mason Local 404 Union halftime show. I'm Dominic Clary, your host here for the halftime show right here in Byers Field in Parma, Ohio. North Olmsted, they are defeating the Normandy Invaders 21-6 in what many would deem an upset. The Invaders, they are 2-2 so far, while North Olmsted, they have not found a win so far. They believe this is the game. They can do so. Thanks to Cole McDaniel in the Ohio High School football scoreboard for Week 5, which is posted on the Keon Sports website. Go check that out to see some of the scores across Northeast Ohio, and a lot of them. We'll have articles right on that website that will be posted later tonight and tomorrow morning, so make sure to tune in the website and keep hitting refresh because this scoreboard's updated. Every time there's a score, Cole McDaniel, he's on it. Cleveland Heights, they are facing Menor. Menor, big win against their rivals, against Medina. Menor's 4-0. Cleveland Heights, they've struggled thus far, 2-2, but right now it's the Cardinals who are struggling. They have the lead, but not a large one. 4-13 the score. Strongsville and Euclid is a game that I'm going to keep my eye on. Right now it's a 0-0 score. We don't have anything on it yet, but we'll update you here soon. We talked about him earlier. Steel, wrong name there. Amherst Steel, they are 4-0. They're against Berea Mid-Park, who's 1-3. Amherst Steel, they're up 27-20, which would be a big win for a D2 program against a D1 program. Again, it is a rival of theirs in their in conference play, but it would be a big win for the Comets. Some more scores here across the conference. North Ridgeville, they are down to Avon, and it's a battle of undefeateds. 24-0's the score in favor of the Avon Eagles. Midview, they are beating Avon Lake. Midview is 3-1 on the year. Wow, the SWC has just flipped on its head this year. Incredible year in the SWC. The most exciting year for this conference since I've been here at Keon Sports. Midview is 3-1 on the year. Avon Lake not too far behind. They're 2-2, but it's Midview who has the lead, 17-3. Olmsted Falls, they're blowing out Elyria, 35-0. Buckeyes beating Bay Village, 10-0's the score there. Rocky River, they're beating Lakewood, 28-20. Valley Forge, they're beating Westlake. Wow, 35-7. Some more scores here. Archbishop Hoban, they're beating St. Ignatius 28-7. St. Ed's, they're going against Massillon, Washington. Massillon, they're up 17-14. Aurora over Copley, 34-12 so far. Barberton over Roosevelt, 9-0. Some other scores. Highland, they're beating Talmadge 42-0. That's a rivalry game there. Solon and Stow-Munroe Falls, but it's Stow-Munroe Falls. They have the lead. They look to tack on their second win of the year. They're up 14-7. Wadsworth, another incredible year for Wadsworth. They are 4-0 so far, but they are currently beating Brecksville Broadview Heights 35-7. A few more here until we are done. Boardman, they're beating Riverside 14-0. South is beating Lorraine 27-14. Crestwood, they are beating Brooklyn 38-8. Let's see if we have any more of interest. Kit McKinley, they are beating Perry 24-7. And that's it from the Cement Mason 4-4 Union halftime show. I am Don McClary. Thank you for joining me here. And we'll be back at about 15-ish minutes on a 21-6 ball game. Wait there. We'll be back here shortly for more action of the Keon Sports Game of the Week.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Earthflora. Earthflora.com is the leader in the trade of botanical artificial plants and trees custom made with your vision in mind. Call them today at 440-899-4947 or visit them at www.earthflora.com. Make sure you enter code SAVE5 to save an extra 5% and get free shipping on orders of $100 or more within the inland United States. Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. Your taxes and accounting needs must be handled by the very best so you can rest easy. You can have that comfort of knowing your money is being handled by the experts with Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. They prepare individual, corporate, nonprofit, and small business tax returns. They also specialize in investment and accounting and managing clients' QuickBooks with over $275 million in assets accounted for. Located in Avon, they prepare your federal, state, and city returns. which includes e-file and direct deposit. Please visit their website at www.lugrassotax.com for more info. Lila Rose by Melissa Sawa. Sick of battling with pesky hair ties that give you a headache, constantly breaking and damaging your hair? Fed up with the endless readjusting because they just won't stay put? The team at Lila Rose is committed to giving you quality, comfortable, and affordable hair accessories and essentials to help enjoy everyday beauty. Find out more by visiting Lila Rose by Melissa on Facebook or online at lilarose.com/MSOWA. Leadership 216. If you're looking to get back into shape, stay in shape, or get in better shape, then your next call needs to be to Leadership 216, as PJ Gordon knows nutrition and how to set you up on the right path. Look them up today on Facebook at LDRSHIP 216. Lally's Handyman Service. From deck and fence building to indoor and outdoor remodeling, Lally's Handyman Service has you covered. Matt and his crew have been out to my home numerous times for a multitude of services and have hit a home run every time. Repair, replace, and remodel with Lally's Handyman Service. Give them a call at 216-789-2047.
Kelly McLean Achievement Center, the premier resource for high school athletes who wish to continue to play in college. They provide a one-on-one consultative approach to help students determine their needs and goals. Visit them online at kellymac.com. Jenny's Popcorn. You can find their flavors anywhere popcorn is sold, including Giant Eagle and Mark's. Visit them online at jennyspopcorn.com or in person at 38727 Taylor Parkway in North Ridgeville, Ohio. They have everything from butter, cheese, caramel, and everything in between at this popcorn paradise.
Jennifer Heron Underwood of Howard Hanna. Jennifer Heron Underwood of Howard Hanna has been an agent for 24 years. She brings her clients' experience and trust with every transaction. She specializes with first-time sellers, senior citizens, downsizing, and right-sizing. From the west side of Cleveland and Cuyahoga County to Lorain County, especially southern Lorain County, she will have you covered. Reach out to her today at Jennifer Heron Underwood at howardhanna.com or visit her online at jenniferheronunderwood.howardhanna.com.
JBL Roofing and Construction. JBL is a licensed, bonded, and insured contractor with the experience to complete any job needed for your home or property. Let their team of professionals help you with vinyl siding, windows, roofing, and gutters. Get the job done right the first time and stress-free with JBL. Call them today at 330-677-9463 or visit them on the web at jblrc.com.
Irene's Aesthetics. They have skincare for all skin types. They have a variety of facials, peels, microdermabrasions, and dermaplaning. Reach out to her at irenesaesthetic@gmail.com or by phone at 440-455-1621. Infinity Wellness. Infinity Wellness is a premier couture wellness center that provides the most advanced devices, procedures, and products. Our team is dedicated to helping you become more confident in your own skin. From IV hydration and weight loss treatments to hormone therapy, we can certainly provide the wellness center treatments you desire. Call them today at 234-546-1110. Helicopter Crew Entertainment. From weddings and corporate events to MC needs and social gatherings, you will need a great DJ service. How about a grad party or retirement? They should be your first and only call. You can reach them at helicoptercrewentertainment@gmail.com or look them up on Facebook today. Helene Kia. Looking for a new or used car? Check out our guy Jim McConville at Helene Kia in North Olmsted on Lorain Road. Jim is a member of the auto community for the last 20 years and will treat you right no matter your car buying need. He's an expert at new and used car deals, including trade-ins and financing.
Great Lakes Training. Great Lakes Basketball caters to athletes of all ages and experience levels with a wide variety of training techniques. Book your first session today at www.greatlakesbasketball.com or email Coach J at coachj@greatlakesbasketball.com.
Gotcha Covered Avon. Their team of experienced design consultants are experts in helping you find the right window treatments for your home or business. Swing by their showroom at 2525 Nagel Road in Avon to see for yourself how they can make your entire living room, or any room, look better with just a few small suggestions and a low cost. You can find them online at gotchacovered.com/Avon. Frankie's Italian Cuisine. Looking for a place to enjoy a post-game meal? Love Italian food? Frankie's Italian Cuisine has you covered from meatball to lasagna. Visit them tonight at 4641 Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted and taste the 50-plus years of legacy for yourself. Every Step Seniors. Every Step Seniors is a relocation service helping seniors to downsize and move. They handle every step of the way, including packing, moving, setup, home cleanouts, donations, and home sale prep services. Look them up online today at www.everystepseniors.com. Mangia Bella Italian Goods. If you love Italian food like we do, then you need to swing over to Mangia Bella Italian Goods at 22560 Lorraine Road in Fairview. This family-run business knows that a happy belly is a full belly. From vintage homemade pasta to meatball subs the size of your head, you will be in a food lover's paradise. You've tried the rest, now have the best. Maxim Lacrosse. Maxim Lacrosse will demand players embody the game by giving and receiving respect and understanding that character counts. Mickey Mart. The Moose is on the loose at Mickey's. Your local Mickey's is open now for the food and fuel you need to keep your family moving. Be sure to use your Mickey Mart rewards card to quickly rack up amazing member-only deals, including free food and beverages. Mickey's is a proud supporter of our local school systems through our Fuels Schools program and is excited to team up with Keon Sports to bring you all the finest moments in local sports, information, and entertainment. Search for Mickey Mart or visit www.mickeythemoose.com. That's mickeythemoose.com to find a location near you. MDG Flooring. If you're in need of quality flooring for your home or office, look no further than MDG Flooring America in Medina. There is nothing that Steve and his talented staff cannot handle. Call them today at 330-725-5252 or stop in and visit them in person at 3812 Pearl Road in Medina. My Medicare Network. My Medicare Network is a local insurance agency that specializes in helping seniors compare and enroll into a Medicare insurance plan. They represent all major carriers, which will save you time and frustration. And when working with My Medicare Network, you'll be confident you selected the best plan for your needs.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the...
Testing. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Testing. Currently watching the halftime show of the North Olmsted Marching Band. We'll be right back, folks. Enjoy some highlights.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Brock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been. Happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option. This one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the Red Zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work, and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the hold, looks good, and that kick is up and good. 14-7, 1
did that. He needed that run. Yeah, he's hobbling, he's hurt, he's in pain. But as soon as he says go, and that ball hits his fingers, the light shining down bright on him, you have 11 hungry invaders trying to get to you, and all he can think of is the task at hand.
Full back to pass, looking down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he finds him into the open field, and headed for the end zone is number 7, Colin Daskos, the senior, and an opportunity to tie this game up. What a huge play there as Cole kept his eyes down the field, and there was nobody around Daskos.
Hurt ankle, no ankle, doesn't matter. He can throw the ball for 68 yards in the tutty all the way to the crib. Oh, Cole, Brandon, we have an exciting football game between a 1-win team and a no-win team. And baby, this crowd's into it. We're in there with the PA announcer screaming there in the PA system. We have an exciting one. I'll tell you what, that's all you want in a football game, a 60-yard touchdown pass, broken coverage. We'll take advantage of it.
This hasn't been the season where either of these teams really have picked up many wins, right? And you know what? We're not going to kick it. We're going to see if we can get it. I don't know. It will depend. If they go to the ground, you'd have to think they're stating that this is 4-down territory now.
I think it was the snap that got messed up last time. We just saw the holder there practicing the hold. I think they're going to kick it if they need to.
Here's a carry up the middle for Dix. They're not going to have to, as he's going to push close to the end zone. He stopped just short That white wall there of the Invaders kept him out of the end zone, but that actually might help Holy Name, because even though they didn't score there, they got a first down, opportunity to kill a little bit more clock if they want to here. Here's the run with the quarterback, and
welcome back to the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 5. Already halfway through the high school football season. The North Olmsted Eagles have traveled in to the Normandy Invaders, and so far, surprising a few people here. Eagles leading this one 21-6, still seeking out their first win of the year. Normandy looking to go a game above 500. It will be North Olmsted starting off with the ball this half. Booming kick. Returner has to back up, receives it about the 5-yard line, has a hole, but cuts back inside and met by several Normandy defenders. North Olmsted going to start this one at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, they're disappointed they couldn't get a score there. You know, they wanted the touchdown, just couldn't get close enough to really justify going for it there. But now you have a chance to run the ball, run your offense. They've done a good job getting not just chunk plays, but home run hitting plays. I'm interested to see how they put some drives together. Listen, I'm glad you can score from 60, you can score from 50, you score from 40. That's great. I love to see that. Let me see you put a drive together. Let's see 10 plays. Let's see 12 plays. Let's see 8 plays. That's what I want to see. That's how you know you have a productive offense.
They have another chance now. Going to be 1st and 10. One receiver far out to the left. A few bunched up on the right side. Going to be a handoff. Backs got it up the middle of the field. Brought down after a short gain. He has been their man all night. Has Chalkwater. Matthew Chalkwater, that is. Senior running back. Broke free a couple times this evening, as Dom alluded to. The explosive plays for North Olmsted are the reason that they currently lead this one by a couple of scores. It's still anybody's game here at Byers Field. And real quick, just needed to shout out Byers Field. The athletic director for both Normandy and Valley Forge was excellent in accommodating us. The storm damage affecting the field earlier this year, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to call this game, but they made sure we had everything we needed. So again, shout out to the athletic department. Handoff on 2nd down for North Olmsted. Normandy doing a good job meeting them at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You know, we had that we had the tornado that ripped through Parma here. We were heavily affected. I was heavily affected of it. I don't know if you guys were. I didn't have power for a few days. Yeah. This whole area, it was a ghost town. I mean, there was nothing to do in this city, and there usually is a lot to do here. And the field it got a few parts of it ripped off. And they've done a good job putting things together and making it playable here.
3rd and 6, roll out for the quarterback, makes his way up the middle now, has space. He's going to have the first down, working his way to the outside hash, makes a man miss up to the 30, finally brought down at the 25-yard line. Excellent run there by Tommy Horsfald, senior quarterback for the Eagles, reversing field, doing a good job, following blockers, finding space. Smart run puts them now in Normandy territory. 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I believe that was 48 yards. Anybody?
You keep looking at me like I'm going to be able to do the math down.
To be fair,
I looked at the wrong guy.
I looked at both of you. All
right. Numbers I do know. 1st and 10 from the 26 for North Olmsted. Handoff again. Chalkwaters got it. Met by a host of defenders again at the line. We're seeing the same pattern kind of repeat itself, as we do have a player down on the field for Normandy, where it's either a chunk play or it's going nowhere anytime that North Olmsted seems to run the ball. And again, for them, it's worked out plenty to put them up here. We are going to go ahead and cut away, folks. Enjoy some highlights as they tend to the player down on the field. We'll be right back.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, Nope. Give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane. Broke it, and it's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. In-Rock Sandwich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
And we are back, folks. Brett Selizny, the senior guard, making his way off the field under his own power for Normandy. 2nd and 9 now. 9 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. Horsfall's got it. Halfback screen out to the left. Makes his way back to the line of scrimmage. Finds a hole. Brought down just short of the first down marker. Good catch and run there for the Eagles. It's like number 6, Connor Verbricki on that reception. Haven't seen North Olmsted throw the ball a ton. When they have, it's been a lot of screens and a couple times been very effective. In that case, it's another holding call. And that's what's done them in, Tom. It feels like anytime they get a good, solid chunk play, there's holding involved. And again, especially at the high school level, the difference between 10 yards and 20 is absolutely massive. You don't really design plays to get you that kind of yardage, especially not all back at once. And now I think this is the 4th time tonight a holding call, bringing back North Olmsted after a solid play.
You know, and tonight they've been very capable of getting the yardage. I mean, 18 yards, 2 downs to do it. They've been capable of doing it in 1. And we saw them do it last possession. No, they were not able to score, but boy, they were able to pick up 18 that was necessary to get the first down yardage. They think they can do it again here.
2nd and 18 now from the 34-yard line. North Olmsted spreading out, 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Horsfall's going to look down the right side, not seeing anybody, reverses, tucks it and runs, spins out of a tackle and falls just short of the original line of scrimmage. Good job making something out of nothing there, Tommy Horsfall.
Yeah, so he's a way different runner than Elijah Gray. Elijah Gray, he's physical, he'll lower his shoulder and watch you fall to the ground. But no, not this young man, not Tommy Horsfall. He's very quick. He's lightning quick, I think some would say. And he can find a gap. He's a good runner. They don't have a lot of run designs for him. They have a few here and there, but he is a good improviser, and he's able to find spots where he's able to pick a gap and get going.
3rd and 10 for the Eagles. No man's land territory right now. Knocking on the door of the red zone. Horsfall's dropping back, looking. Pump fakes, now rolling out, has a man, and just out of the clutches of Connor Verbricki. That's going to set up 4th down for North Olmsted. Again, 10 yards to go. Quarterback's going over, getting the call. Looks like the offense going to stay on the field.
Yeah, you know, Brandon, we say it at least 12 times every broadcast. I think you guys can take the words right out of my mouth. They're no man's land. And when you're in no man's land, when you're kind of in this area, depending on what type of leg strength you have in your kicker, most kickers not making 40 and beyond. That's exactly what this would be. Not the situation you want. So got to go for it, see if you can pick up 10 yards.
4th and 10 for the Eagles, trying to keep this drive going. Deep in Normandy territory, and we're going to get a timeout on the field for North Olmsted. Going to go ahead and talk this one over. 8:14 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Eagles currently leading this one 21-6 over the hosting Normandy Invaders. So I want to remind you folks, as you continue to watch this game, we will be giving out the Mickey Mart Player of the Game Award at the end of this one. So if you have a player that is particularly deserving, make sure you are leaving that in the comments on YouTube. Obviously, we have our votes. You guys have yours. We want to make sure we get as many voices in this as possible. I mean, even last week, Dom, in that Menor Medina game, there were 3, despite it being one-sided, there were still 3 kids we were debating between up until the very end. So again, your guys' input really helped out there. So make sure that get your voices in. There's a lot of players really on both sides of the ball that have performed well tonight. Get them the recognition they deserve.
Yeah, we had a doozy trying to figure out last week, right? I mean, I think at the end it was like, all right, we have votes for all 3.
Yep.
We go to Vince. We go to Cole. You know, Vince has his own game. He don't know. He can only help so much. You know, Cole gives us insight, and it's like, all right, that still doesn't help us. We don't know who it is. Sometimes you just got to pull a rabbit out of the hat. That's exactly what we did. This game, It, depending what the result may be, it could be anybody.
4th and 10 for North Olmsted. Horsfall rolling out to the right, throws it, has a receiver near the sticks, but drops it. Number 2, Luis Bautista, the intended receiver. He is not happy. Feels like there may have been interference on the play, but regardless, Normandy going to take this one over. Still only a 2-score game. Plenty of time left in this one. 8:09 to go in the 3rd quarter.
That was a good stop there by the Invaders. Now you have, okay, here's the good news. You're only down by 2 scores. Here's the even better news. Elijah Gray's your quarterback. Here's the bad news. You have trouble sustaining drives that first half. So let's see what you can do here. They're going to have the tight end on the left. They're going to have 2 wide receivers tight and top. You can actually, they're an ace formation and empty.
And Gray's going to keep it on 1st down, has some room, makes it to the sticks, and shoved out of bounds after a gain of 12. Good design run there again by Elijah Gray.
Keep on, I mean, I would say giving him the ball, but he has the ball every play. Keep letting him make opportunities, making big plays. Young man doing a good job here. I'd like to see him pass the ball a little bit more.
1st and 10 now from the 37. Gray keeps it again. Shorter gain that time, but still able to pick up some positive yardage. Going to set up 2nd down and 7 for Normandy. 7 minutes, 40 seconds, and counting. Clock rolling a little bit more so far here in the second half. One of the longer first halves that we've seen in this one, as teams are kind of jockeying for more points to wrap things up. But so far, ground game is prevailing again on both sides of the ball. 2nd and 6. Gray by himself again in the backfield. He's got 2 backs in front of him. Going to run a counter, moves up the right side, has the 1st down, bounces outside, has 1 blocker and a seam, but he's going to get knocked out at the 25-yard line. Good run again by Elijah Gray. Again, that seemed like a nice patient run. He wasn't having to bowl anybody over, do anything overly athletic. Credit to his offensive line that time, getting in front of him, laying the blocks that they needed to.
Yeah, the offensive line did good there. You have that right tackle, right guard. They're hitting a combo. They are going to the backside linebacker. It's just a good job there. Actually, that tackle, he's looking to see if there's anything to clean up. He's going right to the tackle there, and then you have the double team between the guard and the center. It's just a good comboing there, a good gap seal. And then you have the 2 tight ends putting in work, sealing up anything, any damage.
And still going to get a fresh set of downs, but an illegal block in the back. Going to bring this one back just a little bit here. Now setting up at the 44-yard line. Be 1st and 10.
If you cannot see the nameplate of the team you're playing, don't block them. You got to let go.
And Gray bounces out to the outside, up the right side of the field. Never quite able to get established on the run. Maybe picks up a yard on the play.
When I was younger, I used to block people in the back all the time. My dad used to get so mad at me. What are you doing? We had another big run. I'm like, Dad, I see a guy. I push him over. It's not my fault they fall down. And then he just stares at me like I was dumb. Because blocking the back is one of those mistakes where it's just so mental. It's so mental. You got to remember, there's no blocking in the back if you're on the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage. So if you're pass blocking, it doesn't matter where you hit them. There's no block in the back. But down the field, you've got to be smart.
2nd and 10 now for Normandy. Gray trying to get the defensive line to jump. North Olmsted showing pressure. They're going to send it. Halfback screen, runs into his own lineman. And going to get brought down behind the line of scrimmage as that play never really developed the way that they were hoping, but still credit to, it's like number 41 on that reception. And for the first time tonight, we do not have a 41 on the roster. So we will do our best to make sure that young man gets credit. Did get the ball, but again, as soon as he caught it, offensive lineman directly in front of him. Not much he really could have done there. Kind of blew up the play. Now going to be 3rd and very long for Normandy. From the 48-yard line. 5 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Sends a man in motion. Gray fakes it, drops back, looking, now rolling out, throws to the right side, and that's intercepted. picked off by North Olmsted. They're going to take over at their own 35-yard line. Another great play there by North Olmsted, starting off a lot of the same way the first quarter really seemed to. Just trying to aim for the sticks on a pass and, corner able to jump the route. That's 2 picks for Gray tonight. Could have had 3 earlier in the game as well. But again, credit to the North Olmsted defense coming away with that one. They now get the ball back. On 35-yard line, 5 minutes, 27 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Bortzel's going to line up under center, sends a man in motion. It's a handoff, back has it, bounces his way out to the left side, brought down after a short gain.
They're back in this wishbone. I don't. Wing T? No, it's not a wishbone. It's a wing T. Sorry, this formation's so weird, man. It is a wing T. We'll call it that for now until we find a better name for it, or until we're told otherwise. If that sounds good to you, Brandon.
Sounds good to me, Dom. I will trust you. You could have told me that was, I don't know, a Italian dressing
Calzone.
Yeah, so that I would have bought it. You really sell it well. 2nd and 6 now.
Thank you.
4 minutes, 48 seconds to go. Going to be a quarterback roll out, facing pressure, has to throw that one away, does force fall. Good decision to get that out of there, as would have been brought down for a big loss had he not been able to get that ball out.
You got to get off the field if you're the defense. Keep them away from the sticks. The Invaders got to keep the invading Eagles away from the first down marker and away as the bell continues to go here. The band, they're getting intense. The crowd trying to get back into it. They've kind of the life sucked out of them here. They just not enough intensity right now from the crowd, but they haven't had anything to root for here in a while. But right now, Normandy, they can give them that opportunity to cheer if they can get a stop.
3rd and 6, big down for the Invaders. Quarterback rolls out, now makes his way up the middle. He's going to have the first down and more. Has one blocker in front of him, makes his way to the 30-yard line before he's finally brought down. Another excellent run by Tommy Horsfall. He's been driving this offense all night between him and Chalkwater. Running game, when it works for the Eagles, it's working well.
Yeah, and it's not just oh, they're getting 5 yards a carry. They are getting, when they have a positive run, it is 40 yards. It is 50 yards. They're doing a good job just taking what the defense gives them and just capitalizing on opportunities in a big-time way.
Approaching 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Going to be 1st and 10 from the Normandy 30-yard line. Horsfall back, shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, 1 bunch to the left. Handoff again to Chalkwater, moving up the left side of the field, brought down after a short gain. I think I've been saying that a lot tonight, and that's no credit to Chalkwater. Again, he's taking what he can get there, and again, it's plus or minus 1 yard, or you're housing it for 40. It's fun to watch. You never know when this Eagles offense can just blow up.
Last week we saw that too from the running game of Mena. For a while it was, they can't get a first down, just 10 yards on a carry, but they can get 40 for a touchdown.
Here we go, resetting, 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Horsfall under center, sends a man in motion. Handoff to Chalkwater, powers his way up the middle of the field. Just short of the first down, going to be 3rd and short for the Eagles. And so you got refs blowing the whistle, going to get a stoppage in play, as there is a North Olmsted Eagle down. We're going to take a quick, actually, no, he's good. We're good, folks. Nobody panic. Just to get it for you guys, number 55, Carmelo Fuentes, was the one that was down, but he's up. He's walking under his own power, making his way off the field for the Eagles. So hopefully nothing too serious for the young man. When we reset, it'll be 3rd and 2. Normandy again with a chance to make a stop. Though you got to imagine, we saw it earlier, North Olmsted, more than likely this is going to be 4-down territory.
They showed us that they're not just going to settle for a field goal when they're near the red zone.
Here we go, clock running, 3 minutes to go. 3rd and 2 for North Olmsted. Horsfall ready for it. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, busts his way through the line. That's a solid 10-yard gain, and that's a new set of downs. And looks like we may get unsportsmanlike conduct there. I didn't see the player that shoved him, but number 67 for North Olmsted kind of got pushed down well after the play, nowhere near the action. And that flag was thrown. Officials discussing it, but I got to imagine that one's going to go against the Invaders.
Yeah, usually when it's an official behind the line of scrimmage, the tendency is it's usually going the wrong way. No, it's going in favor of the Eagles.
No, that's what it was a Normandy defender kind of shoved one of the linemen for North Olmsted after
so
the
you
play.
saw it better than I did there.
Yeah, it was behind. It was well behind the play, and I think it may have already been even blown dead by that point. So last thing you need if you are Normandy. Going to be first and goal. This trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, athletic recruiting resources. Horsefall, originally running to the right, decides to reverse field and is knocked down right around the original line of scrimmage. Second and goal now for the Eagles. About 6 yards to go to convert, grab another touchdown, put this game further out of reach. North Olmsted, with 2 minutes to go here in the third, currently leading the hosting Normandy Invaders 21-6. And again, this game, especially if Normandy can find a way to get off the field here, definitely not out of reach, folks. Still got a full quarter to go. We've seen explosive plays in both of these offenses. As now North Olmsted's ready for it. Horsefall under center. Plenty of linemen bunched up. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle for Chalkwater. Touchdown, North Olmsted. Little resistance for Matthew Chalkwater as he struts his way into the end zone and puts North Olmsted up by 3 scores late in the third quarter.
Some gritty players here for North Olmsted. Chalkwater, he's one of them. Impressive day for the young man thus far. In the offensive line, they're having a heck of a day. Brendan, I can't believe this team is 0-4.
That's right. They're playing very tough right now against a Normandy team that, again, is 2-2 coming in here. Played some decent competition as that ball is up, and it is good for Brennan Graff, his 4th PAT of the evening. But yeah, again, it's not like we've got a mismatch here. Again, I think we all thought Normandy would be somewhat favored coming into this game. You know, they returned a lot of the players that we saw last year. The biggest difference for Normandy is that they didn't have DeQuarius Bradley today, DQ. Now, I don't know if he's done for the season. I didn't see the injury in person. Hopefully he's able to come back. Hopefully things are okay, but it's pretty obvious to me that he was a very integral part of the offense, and they've kind of had to shift and run 100% of the offense through Gray tonight.
You know, high school sports is one of those things that when you're missing a player, it will affect the way your team plays. And that's exactly what we're seeing tonight. And no, it's not going to be the downfall of your season, but it affects you a lot when you don't have one of your main playmakers on the field.
See, and how much, and I realized they had a full week to kind of adjust and game plan, but given you only have essentially 6 days to kind of redraw stuff up, Dom, like how difficult can that be for an offense trying to make that adjustment?
You know, when you find out a player's injured, and this happened in my senior year, we found out our quarterback was out for the year 2 days before our first game. Offense had to change. We went from a team that was pass first with the run complementing everything to a team as that ball went out of bounds, albeit penalty there, to a team that was, all right, quarterback can run. He could throw the deep ball, but we're going to run. And it changed in 2 days, and it showed because we lost. And that sometimes that's the factor, is that, and that happened to me in college too. Both of our starters were out in 2019, and one of a guy who actually was turned into a wide receiver had to play quarterback that day, and we ran the ball, and we only found out a day before the game that we were going to be short with it. And sometimes your game plan completely changes. Sometimes it's 2 days, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6. But when you have limited time, it's hard to make an adjustment on the fly when one of your critical players is out either for a game or possibly longer.
Let's see if they can answer here. Now Normandy back out onto the field. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Gray going to go back to pass, now decides to twist, runs up, and is brought down after a short game. You know, you see it, that spin move is just so quick for Elijah Gray. And before anybody freaks out, I'm not making comparisons across the board, but very Caleb Williams-esque in the way that he tries to escape the pocket with that move.
He is. You would think that he was my generation of football, a football player, because it's how much he kind of plays like Cam Newton, the way he holds the ball, the way he moves, how physical he is.
2nd and 9, Gray's going to keep it, pushes his way up the middle of the field. Speaking of that physicality, that's going to be good for a first down plus a couple. Go ahead and move those chains for the Normandy Invaders. And I do think that was the comp that we had last time was Newton.
It was
just how physical he runs, but just the speed and the agility that he has, even when he's not having to kind of plow guys over. He's a very natural athlete and still, again, has a chance to get his team back in here. 1st and 10 now from the 47. Gray's going to keep it again. Bounces out to the outside, right at the sticks. We'll see where they decide to mark this one.
It's like no matter how hard you hit this kid, he does not go down.
No, he does not. And you know what's funny? I say if he was, my generation of football, which was, again, not too long. I mean, I was a freshman 10 years ago. But, like, Cam Newton's career essentially ended in 2018. He wasn't the same player. These kids didn't grow up watching him, Brandon.
That's true.
I mean, Darren, Cam Newton was the guy. When he was at Auburn, when we grew up watching football, when we grew up watching sports, Cam Newton was the guy. These kids didn't grow up watching him.
2nd and 10, 5 seconds left. Gray will keep it again. This time we'll have the first down as he is dragged down right around the 40-yard line. That's going to do it for us, folks, here in the 3rd quarter. Although maybe not. A couple flags on the field. Let's wait and see what the call is before we send you all to break. If this stands, that was a first down for Normandy. Chains have not moved yet. Looks like the ref may be indicating towards North Olmsted. And yeah, it looks like that will be a penalty against the Eagles. So a nice break for the Normandy Invaders. That's going to push them now deeper into North Olmsted territory. No time on the clock. Looks like teams might still line up. And no, we're going to go ahead and break for the quarter, folks. So we played 3 here at Byers Field. Normandy Invaders hosting the North Olmsted Eagles. Invaders currently trailing this one 28-6. We're going to take a short break, folks. See you back after these messages.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Realtor Marlene Bloomfield. Marlene will go above and beyond to provide the highest and most professional services to you and your family with all of their home buying or selling needs. She wants to help you find your new forever home with ease. She is a fantastic realtor and genuinely has your best interest in mind. She can be reached at 440-822-0611 or swing by and visit her in person at 26107 Detroit Road in Westlake.
Nancy's Main Street Diner. They only prepare your meals with the freshest ingredients. The dishes are made to order as they never use heat lamps and they take no shortcuts whatsoever. They're located at 426 Main Street in Grafton, Ohio. Nancy's Main Street Diner is your choice for all 3 daily meals.
And we start the 4th quarter of action. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line for Normandy as they begin to drive down the field. Elijah Gray looking for an opening, but just not finding it. Brought down in the backfield by number 26, James Oatman of North Olmsted. You're listening to the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Currently in this one, Normandy Invaders trailing the North Olmsted Eagles 28-6. Folks, as this game begins to wrap up, make sure you get your votes in for the Mickey Mart Player of the Game. Go ahead and drop some comments on our YouTube channel for whoever you think is deserving of that vaunted Moose Shield. 2nd and 11 now. Clock continuing to 1. Elijah Gray this time does find an opening right up the middle of the field. He's got a first down, and it's taking several defenders to bring him down just short of the 10-yard line. Good physical run there by Elijah Gray.
And now they're in a spot where they can really condense the field. They like that in their favor. They'll throw some fullbacks in there, some extra bodies, and give their best player the ball. And 74 wasn't set up. He had no idea what the play was. It wasn't set up. Young man, he's going to be a little upset with that. Or maybe there was an injury. Maybe it wasn't a call on him.
And we'll see as they get that sorted out. Quickly, though, folks, this trip to the Red Zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. And, yeah, looks like we're just going to get still showing first down now. First and goal from the 9. Ray's going to carry it. He is met by a host of tacklers. Never actually goes down. He's trying to argue that he had broke free there and wanted to run for the sticks, but now going to be second down for Normandy. And we've got a timeout on the field. Be second and 8. They're going to call it when we come back. And folks, it does look like we have a player down for North Olmsted. So we'll take a quick break here, enjoy some highlights. We'll be right back.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this. And reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Brock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you.
And we're back, folks. North Olmsted player able to get off under his own power. Second and goal now. Gray bouncing out to the outside, still rumbling forward, and that's a touchdown for Normandy. They stacked every offensive lineman they could find in that formation, and he didn't even decide to use them. Kind of bounced to the outside, made his way through. Another physical run by Elijah Gray. That's going to make this one a 2-score game. Again, missed an extra point attempt earlier on a bad snap. So currently it's 12-28. Going to see what they decide to do here. They are going to go for the extra point once again. Nino Lilick lining up to attempt this one. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good for the left-footed kicker. 10 minutes, 39 seconds to go, folks. 2 scores separate the North Olmsted Eagles and the Normandy Invaders. Eagles currently leading this one 28-13. Folks, we did mention the Mickey Mart player of the game, but also, if you want to figure out who that is, if you want to hear the announcement, you got to tune in to the Cement Mason Local 404 Union post-game show with Dom Clary and admitted Calzone fan Darian Jackson, as they will take you through what they saw in this game and, of course, name our Mickey Mart player of the game.
I'm glad you did that.
You're
glad,
welcome.
yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah, we had a discussion. Actually, couldn't even wait to break. When I brought up calzones earlier in the broadcast, Darian apparently in his notes app typed out and let us know his fandom for the calzone.
They do be hitting.
Had to do something with that now. They do be hit,
They do be
as
hitting.
Darian says.
Did you kill me?
Now I want a calzone. Maybe that's the move afterwards. 10 minutes, 39 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Normandy getting ready to kick this one away. Ball is up. It's Squib. They went for the onside kick, but North Olmsted all over that one. Seaver grabs it, falls down. They're going to start this drive, knocking on the door of Invader territory.
In our highlights, I don't know how far we get in those highlights, but when we go to break, there is a highlight of Normandy getting an onside kick. They've done it before. This team It's in the team's DNA. It's in their formula of getting onside kicks. Now, right now, they need it to be in their DNA of getting a stop and getting a stop quickly. Get your offense back on the field. You're a team that's methodical, but on defense, you've had trouble giving up big plays. You got to prevent that. You've done a good job getting the third down, but you got to hold them, and you got to make it 3rd and long.
1st and 10 from their own 46. Handoff to Chalkwater. He's going to be brought down for a short loss. North Olmsted operating with a 2-score lead, up 15 on Normandy. 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go and counting here in the 4th quarter. Folks, make sure you check out KeonSports.com after tonight's game and into tomorrow morning, as all of our written recaps make their way up. As usual, we have 20-plus games covered across Northeast Ohio. Again, writers at a plethora of schools. That's the reason we're able to put together the scoreboard like we do as well. So to get all your written recap action from high school football in Ohio, Keon Sports is your destination. Going to be a handoff again, and Chalkwater met at the line, but a flag flies in late on the play.
I think Normandy's getting some momentum here after that last touchdown score. The defense has been there right now.
We'll see. It looks like North Olmsted's going to have to march back on this one, too. The penalty's going to go against the Eagles. That's going to set up now 2nd and very long.
You know what? A part of me is like, decline it, get the 3rd down. But now, if you can get a stop here, prevent any big gains here from the Eagles, you now can have an opportunity of giving yourself some better field position than you would get previously. You know, there's 9:46 left. It's ticking, so they're taking their sweet old time. Get a stop, get that defense off the field here as we reset now back to 2nd down.
Going to be 2nd and 21 for the Eagles. 2 receivers left, one now coming in motion, and it will be a quarterback keeper that time. Again, gets to the line of scrimmage and no further. So 3rd down and long.
And again, I talked about them before, but this defensive line, they know the assignment. They're coached well by a D-line coach that has been there, done that at high school and the college level. They're coached well. This team knows what they have to do here. They know that this is the biggest part of the game for them. From here on out, they got to be perfect. And that's what their coach is telling them. In all facets of the game, they have to be perfect. This defensive line's had a perfect possession. They've struggled on 3rd down. Can you cap off this drive perfectly against a team that really wants to run the ball and they have a fast quarterback?
3rd and 21. Quarterback's got it, looks, throws up the middle of the field and out of his tight end's hands. Number 85, the intended receiver, Dean Cullip. And that's going to set up 4th down. Looks like punt team coming out for North Olmsted. A huge stop for Normandy.
The clock is now stopped, which means, Normandy, you're going to have 8:30 to make this a 1-score game. Now, again, you're like, well, Dom, they still have to make up for that field goal. Don't worry about that when they get there. They're not worried about that right now. Right now, they need to get the ball back in good field position.
Punt is up and away. Heading towards the out of bounds. Gray's going to let that one roll out. We're going to start this drive right around the 25-yard line. So again, exactly what you needed if you're Normandy. A 3-and-out. That penalty absolutely crucial again for North Olmsted. I feel like we've been saying that over and over again tonight. That time, Normandy able to really capitalize on it. Plenty of time to run your offense. You need 2 scores. 8:25. North Olmsted is used to timeout. Normandy is not. We still got 3 in the chamber there.
And you got to be perfect when it comes to assignment and alignment, so you don't have to call a timeout. It's the only way you would call a timeout in your offense. Assignment and alignment. Do not make that mistake. Elijah Gray, he is walking slow on the field. I'm sure this young man's been taking a beating here today on offense. And he's been playing defense, punt returner. I mean, he's doing it all. I'm sure he's exhausted right now.
Absolutely, but he, again, stays in there. That's the all grit that we talk about with Gray. 1st and 10 now from the 23. 1 receiver out left. And Gray's going to roll out, looking for some space to run, letting his blockers get set. Finds a seam, breaks through. Going to get brought down after a gain of about 6. Again, don't need to get it all back at once. 8 minutes and counting to go here in quarter number 4.
He is one breakaway, a missed tackle away from taking that to the house. He is a big play kind of player.
2nd and 2, going to spread it out, throwing up the middle of the field, that time in and out of the hands of number 32, Austin Simmons. Tight ends getting a lot of work here tonight, a lot of targets on both sides of the field.
I love it. We've seen both teams have formations where there's 2 tight ends behind the guard and the tackle, and they're leading the way. This is my kind of football game, Brandon. The clock is moving because we're running the ball. Some people say that's their favorite part. I disagree. I say the best part is we're running and the chains are moving.
3rd and 2, going to spread it out again, but Gray trying to run it, bouncing around inside, looking for an opening. It looks like he's got it. 1st down for Normandy. Again, good job being patient, bouncing around, trying to find somewhere to go. We knew he only needed the 2 yards, and he got it. We will take a quick break here, folks, as there is a player down for Normandy. Go ahead and enjoy these highlights. We'll be back momentarily.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Brock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that, 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
He gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of...
And we're back, folks. Mason Konareski making his way off under his own power for Normandy. 1st and 10 now from the 35-yard line. Gray is going to take a quarterback draw right up the middle, and he is met by a host of tacklers for North Olmsted. That's now going to be 2nd down. Give him a gain of 1 on the play. 7 minutes and counting. Still in their own territory. Interested to see if they start passing the ball at all. We've seen it a couple times tonight, including on this drive. Off the mark just a little bit to their tight end. And taking their time getting up to the line. I know still 6:50 to go, but down 2 scores. I mean, Dom, would you be expecting a little more sense of urgency, or are you just trying to keep everyone calm?
No.
Okay.
Run your offense. We score when we can score. We still have a lot of work to do, but we got to be in our offense.
Gray's got it, looking, throws to the left side, and that's intercepted. Down immediately after the catch. Number 4 on the interception, Lawrence Stanley. 3rd time tonight, North Olmsted has picked off Normandy. That kills the drive, and North Olmsted is going to set up in excellent field position to try to ice this one away.
So Elijah Gray, he's going to be upset. People are going to blame him. I'm telling you right now, I'm sure, I'm going to look back at it, and yes, you're the quarterback, it is your fault. Right? Through an interception, it is your fault. No one's open. I mean, no one seems to have the urgency of getting open and finding space and being in a rush. His timing's off. And I don't know if it's entirely his fault, Brandon. I really don't think it is.
1st and 10 from the 44. Run straight up the gut for a short gain for the Eagles. So again, they're going to try to run this clock down. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Eagles currently leading this one over Normandy, 28-13. Now I think you're going to see things really slow down. Again, the momentum was really starting to shift towards Normandy. It felt like they got the touchdown drive. They got a 3 and out, but again, it was just tough trying to get really anything going. They went back to that passing attack and unfortunately ended in the interception. 2nd and 6 now for the Eagles. Horseball under center. Calls a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff. That man in motion tries to cut right up the middle of the field. And it'll be brought down there for no gain. Now going to be 3rd down for North Olmsted. Still trying to separate the players here. And looks like everybody's okay. There's number 8 on the carry for North Olmsted, Michael Pesfume. Took him a second to get up, but all is well. Stays in the game. Going to be 3rd and 7. Just over 5 minutes to go. Quick substitution for North Olmsted as Luis Bautista checks into the game. Shotgun formation now for North Olmsted. Receiver far to the right and to the left. Horseball's ready. Takes the snap. Hand off to Chalkwater. Actually, no, it's a fake. He keeps it. Horseball's got it. Right at the sticks. From here, it looks like he's got it. We'll wait for the officials. And yes, that's a fresh set of downs for North Olmsted. Another excellent run by Tommy Horseball.
You missed it, Brandon, but me and Darian, we're jamming out over here. The Normandy band, they're doing a phenomenal job playing some Chapel Roan, some Hot to Go. Great song. I recommend it. But I'll tell you what, Normandy's band, they really had a great atmosphere. I love where we're located in proximity of the band. We're not like directly in the center of the field, but boy, it's been fun over here, man.
Oh, yeah.
The band's been doing a great job.
Absolutely. And again, I'm never going to get mad at some Chapel Roan being played at a high school football game. 1st and 10 now from the 34. Hand off to Chalkwater. He's trying to go laterally all the way up the far side of the field. He's going to get brought down after a short game. He hit the Jets. He saw something. Just not able to quite establish the edge there. And that's going to be 2nd down and 9 for North Olmsted.
You know, me and my dad used to call that the LaShawn McCoy disease of going real fast, real left or real right and not going anywhere.
I'm not going to give him a hard time for that, though. Chalkwater has been the workhorse tonight. He's been going up the middle over and over and over again. Let him try to break one out like that. He almost hit. 2nd and 9 now. 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go and counting. North Olmsted continuing to run. Try to drain this clock. Man in motion now. Chalkwater's got it. Moving up the middle of the field. He's going to be close to a 1st down. And if they convert here, you can pretty much put this one in the books. Looks like he is going to be just short. Going to need about 1 more yard on 3rd down.
They would need some insane stuff to happen right now just to get back into the game. Down 2 scores. Tick, 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 tick. Down past 3 minutes. You need a lot to go your way real quick because it is looking gloom and doom.
3rd and 1. Single back formation. Chalkwater in the backfield. Man in motion. It will be a handoff to Chalkwater. Pushes his way forward. Another nice physical run from Chalkwater. That's going to be a 1st down for North Olmsted.
I'm going to say, Brandon, this kid, Chalkwater, he's all grit.
Yeah. That's a grit name. If nothing else.
Chalkwater. Dude, I feel like I need like the NFL films bed in the back. Like the autumn wind. Chalkwater flows with the breeze. I just like I feel like I need the NFL films voice. He sounds like an old Oakland Raider.
1st and 10 now. Just over 2 minutes to go. This time going to be a quarterback keeper directly up the middle for a short gain for Horseball. Clock is stopped now at 2:05. So he may have had a timeout on the play. North Olmsted resetting. Normandy defense staying out there. Now going to huddle up with the coaching staff.
You tell me that's not like a 1970s like Raiders or Steelers name,
You
or
could have
even
told
like
me
a
that-
Chargers name, like you
Yeah.
know.
You could have convinced me that Matthew Chalkwater was like a fullback for the
Yeah.
60s Raiders, 70s Raiders. I wouldn't have batted an eye.
He seems it's almost like a name where it's like he was one of the guys that was drafted by Tampa Bay when they were an expansion team. Like I can see, I just that name. It looks like it should be on the creamsicle uniforms in 1977.
We're going to go ahead and work on getting Chalkwater a throwback Buccaneers uniform.
Creamsicle.
I'll see what I can do. I have one of those uniforms, by the way.
Best
Not a Tampa
uniform
Bay
in
fan at
football.
all, but yeah,
But
lovely.
I grew up with my dad always wearing them. I thought my dad was a Tampa Bay fan when I was little because he only wore Tampa Bay stuff. And I didn't know why, and it's because he loved the creamsicle so much. I grew up with my dad wearing a Tampa Bay Super Bowl shirt because he loved them so much.
I was the same way growing up with the Chargers. That
Yeah.
powder blue. I loved Phillip Rivers because of the uniforms. That's what got me to
Yeah.
watch them for the first time. So that plays a big part. 2nd and 6 now. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go in this game. North Olmsted currently leading this one, 28-13. Handoff this time. Back tries to bounce his way out to the outer edge. Really nothing working there. Now going to be 3rd down for North Olmsted. Clock continues to run. Actually, scratch that. Clock does not continue to run. Going to get another timeout for Normandy. Folks, make sure you stick around for our Mickey Mart Player of the Game presentation. Still got another minute or so to get any votes in. If you want to let us know who you think the Mickey Mart Player of the Game should be, go ahead and drop those in the YouTube comment section. Plenty of guys that are going to be more than deserving tonight. And then, of course, if you want to hear that announcement, got to listen to the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Post Game Show, brought to you by Dom Clary and Darian Jackson. Again, folks, keyonsports.com if you want to stay up to date on all the high school football action around Northeast Ohio and beyond. We have you covered with 20-plus articles once again. We've got the scoreboard article as well that we put up once a week from our very own Cole McDaniel. Again, you can go to a million different sites to try to like piece together who's put up what scores and like just try to do a bunch of internet searching and spend half a morning doing that. Or you go to keyonsports.com, get all the scores in one place. 3rd and 6, North Olmsted. You hand off right up the middle. That scrum is getting pushed. Looks like it's going to be short of the 1st down. Normandy going to call their final timeout. 4th down for North Olmsted.
We have 2 votes coming in. If you want a player, I'm looking now. I'm on the stream now, looking at the chat now. Put that player in that you want. We have 2 votes. It's looking like it's going to a certain young man who's had a heck of a day. But keep on voting because I'm adding the stats up here very shortly. And there are 2 other people that can be up for the award. So if you really want a particular young man to win this award, go ahead and get vote now because in about 2 minutes, I'm going to be done looking. I'm going to put in my pick, and I know Brandon's going to put his pick. So is Darian. We're going to add up the stats and put in player of the game.
Absolutely. I say there's one player getting votes. Is it a certain Raiders fullback that we were talking about earlier that may or may not actually exist? It's a great name, man.
It's all name.
It's such a good name.
I want to also put together an all-name team, but there's just not enough for each position.
I think we could figure it out. Gather
Yeah.
all the rosters just from everyone that's been covering games this year and just compare.
Yeah.
notes. I don't know. Well, we'll workshop.
We'll workshop
We'll
it.
workshop.
We also need the old Italian
We're gonna
team.
take Gotta get it in there. So it looks like North Olmsted going to go for it here. 4th and 3, minute 15 to go. Normandy now out of timeouts. Chalkwater's got it, pushes his way forward. It looks like he's brought down right around the sticks. Are they going to give it to him? They are. That'll pretty much wrap it up, folks. As soon as they move those chains, clock will continue to run. Minute 45 to go. Just want to remind you all this trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. And yeah, we're just going to get the clock to pretty much run out at this point. So let's go ahead and look forward a little bit. We teased it a tiny bit on the broadcast before. Next week, heading to Olmsted Falls for what should be an excellent game between Olmsted Falls and Avon. A rivalry game, one that wasn't without controversy last year. They met in the playoffs. Very close game both times they played. Olmsted Falls is still trying to kind of get over that hump. and take down Avon. They haven't been able to do that for a long time now, but boy, are they always competitive games, and I can't wait to get out there and call them.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's the first time I've seen the two teams play. I was supposed to see them play a few years ago while I was in college, but we had a tradition before our senior night in college where all the seniors would get together with the rest of the team, would throw something into the fire as part of senior night. And so I wanted to participate in that. I couldn't cover the game that night. It was on a Friday. I was typically able to cover games on Friday. So that was a good game as well. This will be my first time seeing those two teams play. But look at these young men. Look how happy they are. Their first win of the year. Well-deserved victory.
That's going to do it, folks. You saw the victory formation for the first time in the 2024 season. The North Olmsted Eagles going to walk away from this one winners. Your final score, Normandy Invaders 13, North Olmsted Eagles 28. Again, great game tonight, folks. We got 5 more left on the slate. We're halfway through the high school football season. It's only going to get better from here on out. Great game from both sides. Congratulations again to North Olmsted on their first win. But we're going to step away briefly, folks. And when we come back, it is the Cement Mason Local 404 Union post-game show. We're going to present your Mickey Mart player of the game, player that's going to get that vaunted Mickey Mart shield. And boy, there's going to be a couple of guys deserving of that tonight on that Eagles team. But it's a step away for just a moment, folks. We'll be right back.
This week's Key On Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Westside Flea. Westside Flea began with an idea. Your first, last, and only stop for the best eats. At Riley's Irish Bakery, they use the fresh.
Welcome back to the Cement Mason 404 Union post-game show. Don LeClaire here with Darren Jackson. We saw North Olmsted get their first victory on the year against conference opponent, the Normandy Invaders. It was an impressive victory from North Olmsted. But here, we're going to name the Mickey Mart player of the game. Darren, we have a player. Name his stats, name the player. He had an impressive day on the game, and he was the workhorse for the Eagles.
Yeah, today's player of the game for us is Matthew Chalkwater. He has 16 rushes, 134 yards, and a touchdown. Honestly, he played a great game. Big contribution today to the first win of the season for them.
And so what do you think was the biggest contributor to him being able to find open spots in the running game?
Just the offensive line for them was really great. I mean, the run game for the team as a whole was amazing. Clearly, we all witnessed it. Big 30, 40, 50-yard runs. We even had a 60-yard run today with a touchdown. So, honestly, they know how to get everything, I guess you could say, in bulk. Hey.
That's just a short little post game here for us. But next week, we have a good one for you, Olmsted Falls. They will be hosting, I do believe, they'll be hosting Avon in a rivalry matchup, an SWC matchup. Olmsted Falls, it may be a down year for them, but it doesn't matter what the record is. They look to avenge last year's team by beating Avon at their own building. It will be an exciting game. Two teams that really hate each other. Excited to see this matchup. We'll be back there next week. Make sure to tune in on the website, keonsports.com, to not miss any of our articles, player of the game, whatever it may be. We have content all weekend, whether it's a Saturday game, more articles that we'll post later tonight, and college football tomorrow as well. Stay locked in. That is a Cement Mason 404 Union post-game show. Thank you for joining us and having a wonderful night. Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Rock Sandage, the keeper up the middle, keeps the legs churning.